Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. I am Mr. Mike, and you are listening to or watching the GamezAttack podcast, episode 101. As I'm calling this podcast, GTA Online making bank, baby, making the bank. Oh, yeah. And I'd like to thank Retro Ride GTA by omarfarukjafree for this starter theme special music, which you can get on pixabay.com. And you can check all that out on the show notes if you have not heard a damn word I said on that. Yeah, how's it going, folks? Oh, it's going good here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's some good stuff. That is some good stuff. So I've been picking out, even though I got my original custom-made theme song, I've been picking out some open source, free use music made by a bunch of people like you, the people, and I use it sometimes in my podcast and videos and stuff now, and I give you guys credit where credit is due, of course, and yeah, this was some kick-ass music here for this soundtrack. So I said, yeah, why don't I use this? Especially if we're talking about Rockstar and GTA 6 and their online service, which I didn't even know made this much money. But damn, GTA Online, damn, it making bank, baby, bank. And I'm like, holy shit. Because I didn't want to believe it. So we got stuff to talk about. Got some games news. Got a few games that I played in the past week. Mostly not anything. Well, there is maybe one new game I've been playing, but I only played a little bit of it, so I'm not really sure if I should even count this. But I was going to talk about the Rockstar thing. Now, why don't we just get through the games that I played in the past week, because there hasn't been too much. It's usually the usual for me, if you like that or not. But I like them. That's why I'm playing them still, baby. That's why I'm playing.
The games that have been played in the past week.
So I said to myself, why don't we just kick it off with the games that I, Mr. Mike, have played this past week? And to kick it all off, to start it off with the big boy, the big bad bahuna, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I have been playing, which I got to change this because I just only played it remotely, but I've been playing it on a stream last Friday. If you watched it yet, go see it at OldFreakyGamer.com now, or watch it on my YouTube channel at OldFreakyGamer on YouTube. This is the 1000th or 1K video officially that I have created, because I did some cleanup before, because I don't count my live streams that YouTube banks themselves as videos. So I always re-edit my videos a little bit just to take off the crap in the beginning and the end. I don't edit the middle of the live stream, unless if I'm on a really long break in between for some reason. Like if I was taking a shit or something, I would cut that part out just so you guys don't have to see that break video the whole time while watching it. But otherwise, I just cut out the beginning and end. That's what I do. I make it easier for people to start up and play and see what I am playing. And I count, that's the video. So I always delete the streamed backup videos that YouTube makes, and I, put up my nice high quality edited version of it, my 2K version, I should say, of the video. And I finally reached back to 1,000 or 1K, because before I had 1K, it wasn't the real true 1K. And then when I deleted all those streams and everything else, it was like down to what was it? Like, it was like 800 something, 900 something, or whatever it was. And then of course I make content every week. So that adds all back up again. And finally, this Friday, or I should say last Friday, I reached 1K again, so I'm super happy about that. Let's get a good shit. Oh shit. What do I use here? What do I use here? What do I use here? Where is it? Oh, there it goes. There we go. There we go. Okay, enough of that. So I'm happy about it. I'm sure none of you give a shit about it, but I'm very happy that I hit 1K again, officially, 1,000 videos. Imagine, folks, and this has been years. This has been years even before I started OldFreakyGamer.com. This is back when I did Juju2Cast.com, because don't forget, I took all my videos, which weren't the best and the best quality, as you can tell, because they were archived. And before, when I was archiving, I wasn't really archiving the videos. So I took them from my old archives and I put them in. And of course, they're not the highest quality, but that all added up. And then, like I said, now that I'm doing videos with OldFreakyGamer, now all those videos finally added up and I got to 1,000 videos. Now, there's a lot of YouTubers and people out there that have way more than 1,000 videos than I do, and that's okay. Let them have as many videos. I know like Giant Bomb and other big people out there have like 10K, 100K videos, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's your job. This is just a hobby. I gotta say, for a person that's a hobbyist like me, not an influencer, not someone's job, and definitely not, I should do number 3 here, and definitely not getting paid for damn shit of it, 1,000 videos has got to be impressive for somebody like me. And I am very impressed. And, like them or not, I like my videos. I put them up. I always find somebody that likes them and mentions them or talks to me about my videos. And you know what? I thank you all for who joins my YouTube channel and subscribes to my YouTube channel, goes to my website at oldfreakygamer.com and watches all my content, listens to the podcasts, or you can watch it as well, and enjoys the content that I put out, because you know what? I like to game, and whatever I like to play, I like to usually make a video of or stream. And then there's times where I'm just, playing behind the scenes and I'm not doing any videos and stuff like that. But a lot of times I like to make some video content. I try to do it like a few times a week and stuff like that. And that's just my hobby. Some people might consider it like a waste of time and I could be doing other things with my day. And sure, I could be doing that. I could be curing cancer right now, but no, I choose to play some video games. I choose to make some video content and have myself some fun, to relax, to unwind, to talk to people about what I like to do and what I would hope others would like to do and play and stuff like that. So, 1,000 videos. I just already reached over last week. I already reached 100 podcasts with the new GamezAttack podcast, which would have been way over that before if I would have kept the old GamezAttack podcast. But because I rebooted everything from back when I did Juju2Cast to the GamezAttack, or to the Old Freaky Gamer, I got to be careful not mixing those up, to OldFreakyGamer.com and Old Freaky Gamer now, I rebooted the podcast, and now I'm up to 101 podcasts already of the GamezAttack podcast. And then in itself, that is cool. I'm very happy about that. So games, like I said, I played in the past week. Like I said, Assassin's Creed Shadows is my big boy right there. Big boy. Been playing it. Remote play and off the console, like I said, for the stream, the almost 3-hour stream. I think it's close to 3 hours almost. And as you can tell, having a blast. Naoe, amazing. And Yosuke, because I had to play as Yosuke a few times in the stream. I was like, oh, I was very impressed. I don't usually play as him because he's just a big, bulky dude. But you can tell he's badass. I got him that club because I think he had the bow and arrow. But then I just gave him the club and whew, oh, he ripped shit through everybody. So I was really, really happy that I took him out and took everybody out. But oh shit, Noe, there we go. Noe, that girl, she really rip shitted through a lot of people. She was chopping and dropping all sorts of baddies on Friday. You gotta watch that video because when I got up to finding out, oh, these are the assassinated. These are the people I got to assassinate. And I did that, and they just went dropping down like nothing. I just took them all out and was very, very happy about that. And boy, oh boy, yeah, people really, really go down hard when I take them out, and I sure did. Chopped off all their heads, slit their throats. Some of them tried to give me a little trouble, and then I just went, shit, I got my superpower, baby. Boom, boom, boom. And now she dropped a whole circle of would-be assassinations, and whew, got an achievement for that as well. So I was happy about that. I couldn't believe it. I just took out a whole regiment of people that I had to assassinate off my board, off the checklist. And now I got to go down to Kii, K-I-I, on the bottom. And when I do my remote play today, I will be going down there to collect some more capture points, some more interest points, to open up the map down there, because that's one of the almost last places I got to go. I think there was something on the left or something I forgot to do or whatever, but I'm going to capture more of those targeted points so I can open up that part of the map, because a lot of my missions were sending me down to Kii, and I'm like, God damn it, the only place I did not go down to, because before I wasn't high enough level. Now I am way past that level with both Yosuke and Naoe. So it is a fun game. It says I played over 3 days or something of content or of the game. I can agree with that. I think I played even more than that, but I've been playing a lot of this game, and I just jump in a little bit, play a bit of it, jump out, jump in, play a bit of it, and I haven't been doing any of the story missions. I only started doing some story stuff when I was doing my stream and doing the assassinating. Otherwise, I have not been playing any of the story. I just been collecting points of interest, doing some side questing and stuff, and just collecting money and goods and stuff like that. And that's all. And just being a badass and leveling up. And now that I'm streaming it, and I'm going to be streaming it this upcoming weekend, because I haven't decided. Originally, I wasn't decided because there was another game that just came out that I was thinking about maybe streaming or doing, and then I was looking at other games that might be coming out and stuff. And I said to myself, no, just keep streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows. So next week, or this week, I should say, this Friday, when you guys are watching it, 8 p.m. Eastern time here at OldFreakyGamer.com, YouTube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023, or Twitch.tv/OldFreakyGamer. I will be streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern time some more Assassin's Creed Shadows called Naomi's Revenge. And yeah, gonna keep going down south and taking out some more bodies. Same with Yosuke. Yosuke's gonna take out some more bodies. And in the background, I don't know if you hear him or not. I'm hoping not. But somebody's already mowing their fucking grass around here. I know the grass is a little high, but the ground is super wet. It's raining every fucking day. And this ain't a good time to be mowing some motherfucking grass. Plus, you want the grass to grow a little bit. But, we got people that are impatient around here and don't understand how grass works. And they like their grass to burn out, and they don't really take care of their stuff like I do. And me, I'm just going to let it grow a little bit longer. Maybe this week I'll mow it if it's sunny and stuff. I think it's supposed to be somewhat sunny and warm during the week. Maybe I'll take out the good old lawnmower. We'll see, because it's probably super muddy in my backyard. But otherwise, I let the grass grow right now. I just put holes in the ground in the front. I put aeration. I aerated my front yard. I put a little extra grass seed down, in certain areas. I don't know if it's going to grow anything or not, but we'll see. And I'm just letting that sucker grow a little bit more and then let it dry out a little bit more. Let that grass suck up that water and air and stuff. The roots get stronger down there because I got the clayish kind of dirt. Even though I redid my front yard a couple years ago when I redid everything, put a layer of topsoil down and stuff. It's still not enough. I don't know. It's still not enough. And, it bothers me when it's like, gotta even sometimes the grass doesn't want to grow for you. And it's like, but I'm not going to try to redo it again. I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Maybe I'll put a little fertilizer on it eventually, especially when the spring, when it gets more summerish, I'll do that. I want my grass to grow a little bit, get a little stronger. Then put a little fertilizer on it and see if that helps any. And then I'm going to replace some bushes and stuff. What does that have to do with gaming? I don't know. I just went into that after I said I heard this person mowing their grass way too early. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Shadows, a very fun game. If there is a game out there that you just were wondering, what game should I buy? I don't have much money, but I want a game that'll will last. And it'll last me a long, long time before I have to buy anything else, so that I don't really have to buy a DLC for. But I want something that lasts me a very, very long time for the amount of money that games cost. And I'm going to tell you, if you like any of the other Assassin's Creed games, mostly Odyssey and stuff, I would really recommend as well. But if you like Japan, feudal Japan, get Assassin's Creed Shadows. It is a badass game. It has 2 badass characters, not just one, like an Odyssey where we all just like the... what was her name? Cassandra. I only liked Cassandra. I didn't like whoever the guy was. I never even played the guy. I think he was the baddie in that one, and then we just killed him or whatever happened with him. Otherwise, in this game, you got Naoe and you got Yosuke. You got 2 badass, awesome characters. One samurai, one ninja. You know who's which, and it plays very well. And if you're going to stream that mother effer from your console to a tablet or a gaming handheld or something, or a PC, or if you're just playing from the cloud because you could get the cloud version of it, it is amazing. Amazing. Especially when you get those achievos from it. And I really like the game. I think... Because I waited. When I got the game, I actually still waited because I had other games I was playing. And then I just went to it. I'm like, God damn, I'm glad I waited, because they even patched a few things before then as well. And then I was like, okay, everybody's done playing this game, so I better start playing this game. Because, sometimes I don't get to these games right away because I got so many games. But, it's just the world. Oh, my God. I know feudal Japan and all that was really back in the day. This is before real running water and electricity or anything. This is ancient times. But shit, if I was to be back there, it would be so beautiful to be there. I'm sure Japan's still beautiful now. That's why if I decide to go on my Japanese trip in a couple of years, depending on how the world is and all that, and money and all that, I do want to go outside the city a little bit. I want to be out in the more country of Japan, and see the nice beauty that is Japan, the island, the stuff like that. Get some cultural stuff in and just have some fun with that. Now, anybody and everybody goes to the city. Everybody goes to all the big parts of Japan and stuff. But I want to go out in more of the rural areas and soak in the nice atmosphere and stuff, have some fun with the locals and stuff like that. Get a real sense of real Japan and stuff. And even though I don't speak any of the language, hopefully they speak a little English. So I know a lot of them do, because they do unfortunately tander to us. But yeah, still, Japan, feudal Japan in this game, it looks so beautiful. It's amazing what you can do in this game and how the moves and the gameplay is. It's just so beautiful. It's an amazing game. Ubisoft makes amazing big open world games, and it's a shame that a lot of people don't utilize that, and people don't want to buy these games, and they're all like, "Oh, I'll just wait till it goes down to $10 and all that." Yeah, I did wait for it to go down a little bit in price, just a little bit, but that was only because I had so many games to play at the time. Otherwise, I would have bought Assassin's Creed Shadows for $70 right off the bat and played it right off the bat. But during that time, there was other games I had that I was playing, and at the time, I'm like, well, I'll wait it out a little bit because I want to get these games done first, and then I'll buy Assassin's Creed. And then it went down in price. I think it went to like $30-$40 or something like that. Plus, I bought some DLC from it as well. I bought some of that extra stuff that they sell you for map stuff. I bought some character skins and stuff in the game because they were really badass cool, and I really wanted them. And they really made my character Naoe and stuff. You know, I got some Attack on Titan stuff. I got that dragon skin from the horse, and that riding a fire flaming dragon instead of a freaking horse is a lot better to me than riding the horse. The horse is okay, but me just riding a freaking flaming dragon around Assassin's Creed Shadows, oh yeah, around feudal Japan, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. And I'm just so happy when I play it. It's already given me, like I said, I've been playing more than 3 days worth of this game. It's given me way more affordability than I paid for the game. Hands down. I've saved so much money playing this game. Well, not really, because I've still been buying games, but still, it's just one of those games that just keeps giving. And I will beat it someday. But fun. So I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. Of course, I am still trucking through Persona 4 Golden. I don't know. Am I going to be doing another Let's Play of Persona 4 Golden? I don't know yet. I might just play it. I did a one last week. I did one Let's Play for Persona 4 Golden because I was like, what am I going to play for this Let's Play? I'll play some Persona 4 Golden. I never played a game like Persona 4 Golden I technically Xnay that. I did play Persona 5 Royale many times and streamed it many times back then, but Persona 4 Golden I never really played, but it's on my computer here as well, not just my handheld, and I was like, why not play a little bit of it? And then I did some dungeon crawling and stuff like that. Now I'm up to the point where I'm getting closer to the end, even though over at Atlas and stuff like that, Sega Atlas over there, they really stretched out this fucking game. Now, I watched the anime series for Persona 4, the animation stuff from the game, and playing the game and watching the anime, I'm like, I know they took like a lot of quick cuts off the anime to get the anime done, but shit, this game stretches shit immensely. And I can say there's a lot of boring in between a lot of the gameplay of Persona 4 Golden, and I know they're re-releasing Persona 4 Golden. They're remaking it, whatever they're gonna call it, remake, reload, whatever. Persona 4 remake, reload, whatever. And if they keep a lot of that side crap in there, it's still gonna drag that game way slowed and down. And I'm like, I don't know if I could ever play through that game again. When I beat this, I think it's done. I'm not going to buy the new version of it. I don't care what it looks like. And they even said they were taking out some of the good stuff. And I know I talked about this the last time, but wow. This game, like I'm at the point of the detective boy / girl. You'll know what I'm talking about if you know Persona 4 Golden and you know Persona 4 the anime. You know what I'm talking about. The boyish girl detective. Whatever you want to say on that. That's what I'm up to right now. And then after that, it's that's such and such. Well, it's just an old game and it's an old anime, so I could just say. Then we're up to the Haranako. How do you say that? Haranako part, the little girl part where she dies in the game, which when I saw the anime, I'm like, oh, fuck, they killed off the little girl? What? Oh, yeah, spoiler alert, folks, if you have not played this fucking game yet. But they kill off the little girl, but don't worry, she comes back. So spoiler alert again. But I'm like, holy fucking shit. Yeah, we're gonna be getting up to that point in the game. I'm like, really? Really? This game gets dark. It gets sexy, dark. There's a lot of pervertedness in here, a lot of gay sexual themes and stuff in here, alcohol abuse, child abuse. There's a lot of bad in this game. I'm like, this game, for what they try to tout, and then they try to dance around a lot of stuff. I'm like, why didn't you just do it? Because they jump up to a point, but then they never cross a certain line for a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, just do it. If I'm because we play as Hero, the main guy, and all the women want him. The young and older women want him, and I'm like, just tell him to whip out his dick once in a while, and you can suck it or whatever. They got some of the girls in this club that they went to in my last gameplay session, and they're drinking not alcoholic drinks, but somehow they're getting drunk. I don't know how these ladies are getting drunk, and they're getting so drunk, and then they're playing a game which is basically a dare, the dare game, and they're telling Chie and people to sit on Hero's lap and give him a lap dance and shit. I'm like, whoa. Now, note they're high school students, so that's okay. They're gonna do that anyways. But still, they go into some dark places, and then it's like the Rise girl. She just wants to fuck him. She just wants to have his Hero's baby. She's like, oh, baby, oh, Hero, oh, we're gonna be together forever. Oh, I'm gonna have your babies. We're gonna fuck, Oh man, I'm with you 100%. And then it's like, dude, the dude doesn't even talk that much, and you guys all want to just bang him left and right. It's like, oh boy, and the other guys are like, what, wait, how come we're not getting none of this ass and stuff like that? See, this is where my podcast goes a little dark as well, but that's because that's what the games is. And these Persona games, they get, like I said, really dark, and it's really fun. But then, like I said, then they like to stretch it out too much, and they put in a lot of boring crap in there, and then it's like, yeah, I don't want to do these boring side quests and side missions to help people and stuff, and it doesn't do nothing for me and my characters. My personas are super leveled up very high right now, and they're pretty good. I'm pretty good. Let's just keep going with the story. So my plan is, and I don't know if this is 100%, but my original plan was or is that when I beat eventually Persona 4 Golden, I was planning on maybe going to Persona 3 Reload, because I own that as well. And I already started it, but I think I'm going to restart it again, because I kind of not really forgot how to play what I was doing or what was going on, but I think I might just redo it, because I'm just going to redo it from the beginning. And I don't know if I'm going to do that yet or not. I'll see, because I really want to maybe get back in Assassin's Creed Shadows, Star Wars Outlaws and stuff I still got. I want to maybe go back to some other stuff, but I was thinking of getting back into maybe doing Persona 3 Reload and stuff eventually, because then eventually, pretty soon, they're gonna be announcing, maybe even this summer or something, they're going to be announcing the next Persona game. They're going to be announcing Persona 6 sometime sooner than later. We are going to see the next rendition of Persona, and then I'm going to eventually play that fucking game when it comes out, because I got to, because I'm into this stuff. Now, Persona 5 Reload, when I played that, because I never finished Persona 4 Golden before, and I went and I played and beat Persona 5 Royal. They did a lot better with that. They did a lot better with the stupid side quests and everything else. And that game was fun. That game I had nothing but fun with. And even though it was a long game in itself, it was still a very fun game. But whew, I tell you, Persona 4 Golden was another era. And I did start playing Persona 4 Golden way before, back on the Vita, when it came out for the PlayStation Vita. that was the first time I played that game, and I was like, okay, this is a fun game. And then I just stopped cold turkey after a while because I think Minecraft came out for the Vita, and I played Minecraft and left Persona 4 Golden in the dust. And then eventually it came out for Xbox for PC, and I'm like, I never beat that game. And then I bought it, and now I'm playing it again until its end. And why not? Why not? It's a fun game, even though it has boring parts in it. But that's what I've been playing mostly, and I've been playing it, mostly on my handheld, and it's a great handheld game. There's a lot of broken shit in it. There's a lot of broken shit still in Persona 4 Golden that they never patched or fixed or whatever. Once you get to a certain point with links or something, with the ladies or something, or even the guy, because it was with Dojima as well. And I was going up to him, and they're like, "Oh, let's go do something, blah, blah, blah." And then we would go try to do something. Like I had Yukiko. She's standing in the foyer of the school, and she's looking at the bulletin board and stuff. And I talked to her. She's like, "Oh, yeah, I wasn't really doing anything. You want to do something?" And we're like, "Yeah, well, oh, yeah, I want to do something with you, Yukiko. Why not?" And then we go to do it, and then crash. Game goes crashing every time. It doesn't matter if I play on my ROG Ally, my PC, whatever. And I know I looked it up, and I guess this is a thing that happens in this game. And I'm like, that's a bummer. And why can't they fix it? And why don't they fix it? And on top of it, I'm like, okay, what is there any way I could fix it? And then people were talking about this, what's the program, the app was called? I forgot already what it was called, but there was this mod, Special K. That's what it was called. It's called the Special K app mod, and it's for helping games run better, stuff like that. And I downloaded it to my ROG Ally, and I started playing the game under the special settings and special thing of the app, underneath the app of the Special K app, and see if it would fix that problem. Because a lot of people says, "Oh, if you run it under Special K and you do this stuff, and it'll get this game working properly." And then I do it, and I'm like, no, it still crashes. And I'm like, well, the Special K app does not do nothing for me. At least I tried it, but it does nothing for me. So I'm probably going to uninstall that Special K app off my ROG Ally, and then play the games the way they were meant to be played. And I just won't do those special things with the Special K, Persona 4 Golden. Maybe I'll look it up online or something to figure out what happens. Because I'm guessing it's the part where you're about to romance one of these characters and stuff. Like you want to get into a good heavy romance or something. Like if I wanted, because I originally wanted Yukiko, and then Rise was really getting a little more antsy to get at my pants and stuff. So in the show, technically, I think it's Rise and Hero that are basically an item, quote unquote. But yeah, it's got some shit, But Persona 4 Golden, still a fun game. Still playing it. I will play it to the end, and I will eventually beat it. Who knows? It's a long game. Got to go day by day in this game, and it takes a little while. But yeah, that's what I'm still playing. Eventually, I'll beat it, and then you'll see. You never know. Maybe I'll beat it by next week. Maybe not. But I do plan to go to the other Persona. But like I said, there's other games I might want to play first. We'll see. Been playing just, hit a little bit of not hit and miss of Ball X Pit. I showed that off a bunch of times. Been playing that. It is a fun game. It's just a fun game that I bought, and it is just one of those little ball-like meets, what do you call it? A brick breakers kind of thing going on with enemies and stuff. And then it goes and takes you into this other part of the world where you're bouncing off stuff like a pinball machine, collecting resources, building buildings and stuff like that. And it's just a fun little game. And for the people that made it, they deserved the little bit of money that I gave them. I think I gave them like pennies on the dollar. I think it was like what, $4.99 or $5.99 or something like that. What I paid for Ball X Pit. Sure, it's currently on Game Pass right now, just like Persona 4 Golden as well. So Persona 4 Golden and Ball X Pit are both on Xbox Game Pass. Is Assassin's Creed Shadows on Game Pass yet? I forgot if they put that on yet or not. Could be soon though. I'm sure it will be. But yeah, Ball X Pit. When I found out about the game from Asha Sharma, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is actually a good game. So the girl actually knows one good game that I would like to play. You know, as the new CEO of Xbox, she got me into playing one new good game. So I'm like, oh damn girl, it's a shame you won't let me get on your social posts or anything, or because all these people only like influencers and stuff. And that's a problem, because if you're only going with influencers, they don't speak for the rest of us. They don't speak for me. They definitely don't speak for you. I don't follow influencers. I'm not an influencer. I just speak the shit. I speak the truth. That's all I care about. I don't care about your damn fucking money or your email addresses or anything. Unless if I do a contest someday, then I might say email address or something like that. But otherwise, I don't give a shit about your money or anything like that. Now, like I said, I do have a Mr. Mike's tip jar. So if you want to tip me a little something, you can. You can do that on either the link through my YouTube page, or you could go to oldfreakygamer.com and click the top Mr. Mike tips part of the page, and you can definitely give me a few dollars. I accept all free money. And it all goes to this stuff as well, so but yeah, otherwise, I don't like influencers and stuff, and all these other people that are still trying to do a lot of content and stuff and trying to make money off of it. They're doing their Patreons and stuff. The dollar is going to be stretched more and more, and if everybody could do it, everybody would be doing it. But, most people that are doing it aren't making shit. A lot of people can't handle that, and they try to do various things. And some people just sell out like crazy. And then it's like, you got to wonder about those people. Me, if I'm going to sell out to some company, like if Rockstar decided to give me GTA 6 early and let me play it fully and play it early, and they said, oh, you got to talk about this, and, you could show some videos of this and that, but you got to do it at a certain time, I would do it, but I would tell them, hey, I got to be brutally honest no matter what. So if you're going to let me do this, you got to let me be brutally honest about your game, so people know what, if I like something, I don't like something, whatever. Even if you want me to tell you first about what I like and what I don't like, I will, but you got to let me report what I report, or else I'm not going to do it, and they don't like that. People like that don't like that, because they got too much in themselves. They're too much. They don't like that kind of shit. But then when the game comes out, eventually I will play it. And then if there's something I don't like about the game, or something that somebody else doesn't like about the game, you're going to find out anyway. So it's better if you find out early, and maybe you can fix something, or eventually say we're going to change something eventually. But, these people, they get all the games for free. They get these companies like Microsoft sending these influencers swag and stuff. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I find that disgusting, because it's like, shouldn't you be sending that shit to people like me that actually spend a lot of money on your products and services? The real gamers that support you guys, the people that been paying $30 a month for Game Pass Ultimate and not complain one bit about it. Shouldn't I have got some Project Helix crap, goodies? I don't get it. Not that I'm complaining, but it just doesn't make sense. You're giving it away to stupid influencers that I have never seen or heard of, and I don't care about seeing or hearing of. But I guess these little kiddies do. I guess that's what little kiddies like to look at. Not the big boys. The big boys listen and watch the big boys like me on that stuff. And not to go into a rant or anything, but because I gotta save some of that for the other content. But yeah, it just not what I do. Mm-mm. If you want me to do some supporting, you want to give me some swag, hey, I will feel free to do so. And they can get my contact information very easily. I got it on my website. I got it on my social media. it's not that hard to contact me. So, and then if you want my phone number and stuff, you gotta email me that you want my phone number. You can't just get it right off of there. Only got one phone number, so. And the final game that I played just a little hair of, I played like the first beginning mission or whatever they would call it, prologue or whatever it was. I played a little bit of the first Descent because I heard Jeff Gersman was playing it for so long and playing it for the feet and stuff he would keep talking about. And I heard, there was some stuff in the news about it, how it's not really doing so hot. Even though they got all the hot ladies with the hot feet and hot everything and everything else, and it's the game ain't doing so hot. But I was like, well, it's free on Game Pass. I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see what this game is like. I put it on my ROG Ally X, my Xbox ROG Ally X, and it plays fine. You can load that up onto, I think I got it on medium to high set. I think I got it on high settings. I think I got some of it on high settings, and then I got the rest on like low and 0, like for the motion blur and stuff. You know how I roll. I don't like none of that motion blur crap or anything, so I turn all that shit off because that's just extra effects that don't need to be needed on there. So I take those things off. But yeah, I played a little bit of it. I'm like, there's nothing really to it. It just seems like a bare bones. Here, shoot. Oh, kill, shoot. It's all right. My character's all right. It's just like, and then I see that they want a microtransaction the shit out of you, so I know it's a definite microtransaction game. But I'm gonna maybe try playing it again. But another problem of the game, and this is why I only beat like one level of it, it wasn't even the gameplay. It was because you got to be always connected online, because I guess you can play with other people as well. And it kept disconnecting. It kept disconnecting and crashing the game. And it's like, oh, going back to the beginning again. And then you lose all your progress and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this game is really sucks. If you got to be connected the whole time and it just craps out on you when you're trying to play it, that's not really good. And I tried multiple times that one day, and I just kept playing it, and it crashed, playing it. Oh, internet connection broke, and I'm like, this doesn't happen to any of my other games. What's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? What? No wonder the first Descendant ain't just doing so well. But I'm gonna try it a little bit again because, like I said, I did beat the first part. I want to see if it does anything for me in the second part or whatever. I heard maybe the main gameplay of it isn't too long, but I don't know. I don't know about the rest of it, but I wanted to try it out because originally people were talking about it and saying, "Oh, look at all these sexy ladies and look how this shooter is and blah 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 blah." And, you got the wasteland of shooters of these like ROG shooters and stuff like Fortnites and what is it, TCGs? I forgot what it's called. And all these other ones, and then you got Marathon and stuff like that. And that's what I think this was trying to sort of be, but then they just dropped down a lot of microtransaction shit for you to buy skins and stuff like that to make your ladies prettier and stuff. And I guess that's not going well over for the gamers out there. So I don't know. But I'll give it another little try, see what it is. I don't have it on this PC. I got some other games on this PC, but I will try it out again on my ROG Ally X and see what I can see. Nothing more to really report on that. But those were the games I played. As you can tell, not many, but I've been really playing the main games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Persona 4 Golden. I've been really hammering home with those guys. I'm really playing those guys a lot. Notice you didn't even see any Power Wash Simulator 2 on there because I've been playing mostly Assassin's Creed Shadows and Persona 4 Golden. And of course, I got a job, a real job, not doing this, but a real job where I have to go to. And sometimes I'm really tired when I get back home and I eat, I watch some TV, play a little bit of these games, and I'm done. So, that's life. That's life. Until I pre-retire, folks, that is my life. When I pre-retire and I have way more time on my hands, then I can do more of the gaming and stuff. So why don't we get into some talk here, some pre-news talk here about GTA, Rockstar Games, and how it wants us the people, even though it's making hand over fist fucking money, and the fact that they're trying to make something super big, they want still ours. They want to do the good Beyond and Good and Evil 2 scheme, where they want us, the players, to be the content creators for their upcoming GTA 6. And that's basically what rumor has it to be. Now, is that going to be true or what? But this is just rumored now, folks. So rumors suggest, like I said, GTA 6 could lean heavily on user-generated content, but that's not what we want. And now they're also saying, oh, this is going to be user for GTA Online. So note, this is for GTA Online, for the next GTA 6 Online. Now, is that going to be only for online, or is that going to also be GTA 6 in general for the main story and campaign and stuff? Because they would have to put a lot of shit into that. And what would that entail? Now I get worried here because remember when I said early on when they were showing off the first trailers for GTA 6, and there was a lot of that influencer bullshit and a lot of the picture taking, social media, this, that, and I was like, I don't want to be doing all that bullshit. I don't want to be making VTube movies and paparazzi, whatever they're going to call it, photo things and stuff, and make texting and do this. I don't want to do that. I want to play some dirty ass missions where your bitch goes around, shoots some guys in the head, gets boinked by her awesome man there, and they try to do a big heist to get out of their crappy trailer park life because she's going to have a kid, or she wants to take back her kid that she lost or something, which I'm thinking that's what happened. She went to jail. She lost her child. She wants to get the child back, blah, 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 blah. And she wants to get with this other guy. That's what I'm thinking. And she wants to make a big score and payday, even though she is still linked and hooked up to the cops and stuff like that with her device and stuff. But all in all, I want more game. I don't want more game made content by us. And like I said, that stuff was worrying me a bit. And if that comes to fruition, where they just want more of our content in this game instead of the people at Rockstar making the content for it, you better not be charging us more than $70 for a game like this. I don't care how fucking big and beautiful the game is. If you're not gonna pack in a bunch of missions and cool stuff into the game, and we got to do this shit, I don't want that. I don't want GTA to become Fortnite. And rumor has it, and this is just only rumor because the game hasn't even come out yet, but rumor really has it that GTA 6 is not only going to be their biggest GTA ever and the biggest GTA Online ever whenever they bring GTA 6's online version online, of course, but it's supposed to be the last GTA for a very, very, very long time, meaning we might not see a new GTA game for another 20 years. I know I would say 10 years, but I'm thinking 20-ish years, if that. I know, that seems like a long time, and not many people have been talking about that, but I'm thinking 20 years at least, because this game is going on, what, 10 years already? More? Has it been 10 or more years? When did GTA 5 come out? When did GTA 5 release? Hold on. GTA 5 released. Let's see here. September 17, 2013. Okay, so got to do some bad math here. So we got 2026 now minus 2013. That's 13 years. That's more than I was thinking. I thought it was like 10, 11-ish years. 13 years, folks. 13 years since since GTA 5. So we had GTA 5, and now we're getting into GTA 6, and it's been 13 years. 13 years. And like I said, that's a long time. And then it keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. This should be not delayed again, but you never know because Rockstar's Rockstar. But I'm sure all the, the heavyweights up there in the top, and I'm not just talking about the CEO and the board. I'm talking about the money people, the stockholders, shareholders. They're not going to allow this to be, pushed again because there might be some penalties for it being pushed again. But the thing is, when this comes out, we will not see another Grand Theft Auto for at least 20 years. And I know that's a fucking long time. I will be, because I'm going to be turning 40 this June, and this game ain't coming out till November. I will be 60 or older by the time another GTA fucking comes out. I'll be a fucking old man. I will be on the verge of real retirement by then, especially when it's 67. That's when the next, that's if they come out with a GTA 7. That's if GTA 6 becomes so big and so good and so big that they decide, okay, when we put out GTA 7 in 20 something years, because this GTA 6 and GTA 6 Online is so big that, we're going to be making shark buck money left and right here, just like we were doing with GTA 5. I pretty much think this game is going to be around for 20 years because they're going to be shuffling their feet. They're going to be like, what will we do next? Maybe we'll make it even bigger. Because, Rockstar probably will want to make it even bigger for the next time. They will. I'm sure Rockstar and Take-Two will be like, yeah, let's try to get even bigger with the next one. So it's even bigger and more stuff that they could pack in there and more stuff they can sell and more money they can make and more of this. Not that every time bigger is better, but that was the original goal where they were talking, one of the Hauser brothers were talking about, well, yeah, we want to try to make this even bigger. Or was it all of Rockstar that was like, yeah, we want to really try to make GTA bigger the next time? And GTA 6 is going to be pretty damn fucking big. But like I said, if they're going to try to make it bigger than that, I'm thinking 20 years is at least the next game. Because remember, they're going to be making another maybe another game or two in between that. Maybe we'll get a Red Dead Redemption 3, maybe not. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Red Dead Redemption 2 made a lot of money. I think that was really good. I liked it. They came out with the remaster for Red Dead Redemption, and it came out on Game Pass, and then I bought it off of there because I'm like, it's cheap anyways, and I'm going to be playing that eventually, the original Red Dead Redemption. People still want Bully. I never liked Bully. I thought Bully was kind of pathetic. But they can come up with something new as well. They can come up with like a shooter. They can come up with, I don't know, something different. You would think they would come up with something new and different. Sometimes they do come out with something at least the old Rockstar used to come out with something in between, a little bit different than all the games. To test out some new graphics capabilities, to test out a new engine or something, test out some mechanics or whatever. But they would make like a new special side game that was really cool, like they did with Rockstar's table tennis and stuff, which I still have for the 360. And I'm wondering if they'll do some other stuff with some other properties and stuff that they own before they go back. And like I said, 20 years of GTA 6, I don't know. It'll sell. I'm sure it will, unless if it's really bad. But this whole lean into user-generated content. Apparently, rumor has it that they're stating that we're living in a time where UGC is a major thing, or user-generated content, and that the latest Grand Theft Auto could reportedly produce millionaires. So basically, they're talking about people that create this content could also get money paid back for their content. Just like all these other games do out there. Okay, whatever. Now, the fact that Rockstar's upcoming release could involve user-generated elements isn't necessarily a huge surprise. GTA Online has been filled with player-created deathmatch arenas and racetracks, looping into the sky to over a decade now, which I really hate. let's see here. Yeah, I think GTA Online now is just a wasteland of just too much crap in there. I think they really crapified it. They made it worse than, what they could have had, because I really liked GTA Online when it first came out. I know there wasn't much to it. There wasn't much in there and stuff, but they really, I thought, did a good job when they added some stuff and they did stuff. And then the heists were pretty good when I was able to get in them and play them with people and stuff like that. But then they really crapified it when they started going off the rails with it and stuff like that. And I hope they don't try to do that in GTA 6. But like I said, you don't know. We don't know nothing about that. And there's a lot that they got to do. And a lot of these missions, I'm hoping they don't do it where you have to be online with other people to do these missions. Because if you're just the person that wants to play single player and stuff like that, will that change the way you think about wanting to buy and play this game if they are going to make it so you got to play with other people and you don't want to play with other people? I don't know. And then I'm looking at this trailer now and I'm like, oh boy. Some of it's okay, but some of it's like, oh God. Anyway, we'll see. Like I said, Rockstar ain't saying a damn word. Take-Two ain't saying a damn word. Rockstar, they're just busy making the game and trying to force off people trying to take their data because they'll kill them. they'll send a sniper over to somebody's house and take that person that leaks their information out. I'm sure they will, because why not? They're very gangsterish in their ways. But I don't want fucking user-generated content in my game. I want the people that are making the game, make the content, make the microtransactions, whatever, and put it in the game themselves. Don't fucking get lazy and have people outside do that for you. Now, if it makes those people money, I don't know. I don't even think that would even happen, at least until you get this game out for PC or something where people can really make some shit for it. I don't know. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot in a world where there is so many people out of work right now because all the short-mindedness of the gaming industry and everybody, putting people out on the streets saying, hey, we got to cut back. We spent too much on this and AI and everything else bullshit. And we're not doing this as well as we did. And we want to make more money off of this. Even though your game did great, we're still laying all you off. And, we're just in a world where it's like, oh, I'm glad. And I say this not out of spite for other game makers out there, but I'd say this to say, I'm sorry for you guys, because shit, I would love to, if I was a game maker, I would have to do my own studio or something. And I would hope a lot of you would get together and try to be able to create your own little games and studios and try to make money elsewhere. But I'm glad I'm not a game maker right now, because it's just a brutal, bad business, and it's just getting dunked underwater consistently. Still alive, but barely. And it's just one thing after another taking the hits, and it's just so depressing in a way. And I'm a guy that doesn't believe in depression or get depressed, but it just makes me angry and sad. And this is coming from my heart, my gamer heart here, folks. I love when a lot of people are making some great games that I love to play. And then it hurts me when I'm like, I pay all this money and then I see that, they just let go all these people that made a game that I really like to play. And I'm like, wow, that sucks. That's a shame that they let all these people go. Why don't you just put them on other projects for the game or DLC or something else? There could be so many things you can utilize people to make in other games or the same game beyond the game's initial release, but they don't do that. They just say, nah, you made the game, you're out of here. You're out of here. The game ain't doing so good. We're not going to even bother to attempt to try to get you to make the game better. You're out of here, because there's no room for anything. There's no room for de-escalation on anything. It's just you either make the game good the first time or you're out of here. And then they're trying to push the stuff where, oh, we'll let the users make it. If we can't get AI to make your content, we're going to let you guys make your own content. And then we'll sell it and make more money off of you guys. Because that's how businesses think. And this is why I don't like a lot of big businesses. This is why I don't like corporations in general, because corporations run by shareholders and shareholder value and not the company leaders like they should be. And they don't do it the right way. And then, everything that was good goes down the drain eventually. We've been so thankful for so many years in the early gaming years that we didn't know what we were basically getting ourselves into or creating. And now look at where everything's going in a horrible places. But, Rockstar, as Rockstar is, they generate a lot of fucking money. And recently they got hacked. Their data got hacked because of I guess they put their reports or whatever data that they were doing was going through a third party that they used to store data, and it got jacked with some special keys or something like that somebody spoofed or got a hold of and got all this data stolen. Nothing from the game, nothing from GTA 6 in general, but just from, Rockstar's private files or whatever it was. I don't know why it would be on a third party server and why they just don't have their own personal servers, especially when they make so much fucking money. Why are they using third party fucking servers and storage sites when they can just do it all in house? I don't get it. But they do, and that's what happens. And then they got their data leaked, and apparently it was data that they didn't give a shit about because they didn't pay the ransom or anything, because the people wanted ransom money, and they're like, whatever. You didn't steal any game data, so you didn't steal the game, so the game ain't out there. So, and then comes to find out, we found out it was a bunch of like Rockstar's data on what stuff like GTA Online was making them and all that. And the guys put the data out, and instead of hurting Rockstar, it actually fucking helped Rockstar and Take-Two, because apparently this data that was stolen, and the people that stolen the data, what is it called? The hackers called shiny hunters. They released the stolen data early on top of it. They couldn't even hold because they knew they weren't getting their money. So I guess they released the stolen data early, and because it was showing off what Rockstar gets from each live service, for what they make from each live service of their GTA Online, from each like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that, and PC and stuff. It had all that data, and it helped their stocks for Take-Two to go up. Everything went up for them. So it actually helped that they got their data stolen. And this was the joke going around the gaming industry. It's like, oh, shit. Maybe we should get our data stolen too, and stuff like that from these hackers and stuff. So they knew. They're like, let them put out how much we make data. And then it helped them. It helped people go, oh shit, they're making how much from GTA Online? Oh, we got to go start buying some more shares in Take-Two, because damn, wait till the next Grand Theft Auto Online. Ooh, we're going to make some bank off of that. You know what I mean? Talking about bank. And the hackers seem to be, if I knew those hackers, I'd be doing the whole horn thing going, hold on. But I'm doing it now, so hackers. Yep, that's you, shiny hunters. Good job. You just made Rockstar even better. You tried to make money off of them, but no, you didn't make a damn cent, and they made more. You helped them make more money. You helped make Take-Two more money. And boy, they are printing money with GTA Online. Nobody knew. We were all shocked when we saw this data. But apparently the data per GTA forums, GTA 5 for the PlayStation 5 generates more than half of the weekly GTA Online bookings, with $4.486 million. So $4.486 million earned per week. Now, this is a per week basis that they're making this money on. So they're making mad money per console and PC. So PC's generating per week, they're making off of GTA Online right now. For PC, 3% at $264,273 for the PC. 11% for Xbox One at $918. $918,373 per week, give or take. For the Xbox Series X, they're making $1,867,947 per week. So that's a lot of money. PS4, $973,308. So that's at 11%. Xbox Series X is at 22%, by the way. And at 53%, like I just said, for the PS5, making the most money because, of course, more people have the PS5 version of GTA 5 and the GTA Online is $4,486,346, which they're making because crazy people, are spending tons and tons of money on those shark cards and paying lots of money to play GTA Online. And I just go, what the fuck? Really? I didn't spend a damn fucking dime on GTA Online. I never bought a shark card. I think I got some free shark bucks before. I always tried to do heists and stuff to make money and all that. I never spent a damn fucking Now, note, I never got the best of the best apartments and places either to live in, but I never spent a fucking dime on GTA Online. I just played it. And that was the early days. And then I played it again a little bit when it was in the crazy, when it got all boggled down with tons of crap in it and stuff. I played it a little bit, but I never spent a fucking penny or dime or dollar on any shark cards or any microtransactions at all in GTA Online. So yeah, I didn't do none of that shit. So they didn't get a cent after what I bought. Now, I did give them some extra money when I bought GTA 5 for the PC version of it, when it came out on the Xbox for PC version of it. I did give them more money for that, so they did get my money for that. So they got me on that. But they didn't get me on anything else beyond that. So why are they making all this money? Why are these people spending so much money playing this game online? I guess they like doing all that extra stuff and owning those big houses and expensive cars and stuff. I don't know. I really do not know. It boggles and blows my mind. But people do. It makes more money than anybody. It makes more money than freaking Fortnite. More money than Fortnite or anybody. Fortnite and everybody would want more of this money. And they kept it pretty secret because you never heard of this going on. None of us ever saw or heard any of this stuff at all about how much Grand Theft Auto Online was making Rockstar and Take-Two. Hence why they were probably so okay about saying, hey, take your time. Get that game out eventually, until shareholders were getting more and more picky and stuff and saying, when's this next Grand Theft Auto coming out? And it's like, don't worry about it. GTA Online right now is making you bank. Do not worry about it. Per week. Per freaking week. So what is it making in total here? Shit. Shit. So 4 or 5, was it like almost 6 million plus it is making per week? Yeah, so let's say that, what is this? That's 1, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Because like I said, you got 4.4 something million. If we want to go, we can round it to 4.5 million for PS5. We can round it to like almost 1.9 million for Xbox Series X. So that's what, 5, 6, 7 million right there. And then for the PS4, Xbox One, those are almost $1 million, but they're still a little bit off. But and then you add the PC money to that. That's like 8 million something per week. Let's see here. Let's see what. Hold on, because I don't know why this doesn't say it here in this article. GTA Online makes how much per week? Let's see what it says here on here. Yeah, 8.5 million per week in net bookings per week across all platforms. So I was close. It's almost 9 million. $8.5 million per week. Per week. There's 52 fucking weeks in a year. Per fucking week. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Holy fucking God, I gotta say. I wish I could make even a percentage of that. So, Rockstar and, of course, probably Take-Two are very cautious about probably releasing the next version of GTA Online and how they're going to do it and all that. Because if they're going to jump from GTA Online of this to GTA Online with GTA 6, it's got to be good. It's got to be big. It's got to be beautiful. It's got to work. It's got to not be like GTA Online the first time around. And how are they going to get those people from GTA Online now over to GTA Online 6? That's another thing. They got to get these people to eventually convert because they want to shut this thing down so they could just work on GTA 6's GTA Online and stuff like that. Unless if they do like a special hub where you can go into either GTA Online for the original or the new one, which that would get kind of messy as well. I would think they would just try to convert everybody over to GTA Online for GTA 6. If I was them, if people are smart and they're smart business people, men and women over at Rockstar and Take-Two and stuff, you know what I would do when I decide to start up the new GTA Online? I would give like at least a 1 year approval or something, up to 1 year, because gamers are stupid and ignorant and slow, and they don't want to do things. They don't want to. Oh, I don't want to get off of this. I don't want to get GTA 6 right away, and blah 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 blah. Etc. Etc. If they were to give them a 1 year approval before they had to jump over, like they said, oh, we're gonna only keep GTA Online, the original one, online for only a year. When they actually release and turn on and have people go on to GTA Online for the new GTA 6 Online, or whatever they call it, GTA Online 6 or whatever it's going to be, new. Then I would, let people settle in for a little bit and then announce, hey, we're going to shut this original one down in a year. So you guys got a year to come over here, but we're going to make it sweet for you guys that are spending all that money on shark cards and stuff, because a lot of this stuff probably can't move over to GTA 6 from GTA 5. Maybe they can do it where they'll have they can have a special like GTA Online calculator to see how much you spent in here and what cars and stuff and what you own in there and see how much you made up. And then they could give you like a special shark card. They could give you like, I don't know, half its value or something, or 65% of its value. Now, if you have some extra shark card bucks still in your wallet and stuff, they'll give you that for full price, but then they'll give you like a special appraisal of like half price or something on all your stuff that you own in the game that you already spent on. And then I'll add it to a new shark card for you so you can transfer that to GTA 6. I think that would be good, especially because they're making so much fucking money. I think they could easily do something like that. And it would be linked to your, Rockstar Online account and stuff, because they want everybody to have a Rockstar Online account anyway. So why not do something like that? Then you can get and convert all these people from the original GTA Online to GTA 6 Online or whatever it's going to be called. And that would be a good smooth transition, because it'd be like you got a year when it's running and stuff. They could cash out and get all these bucks. And then on the final days, it can like add like, hey, if you still haven't did it yet, we'll give you another 10% onto your earnings and stuff, to get those people coasted over. That seems like that would be a good idea for that. But that's just me. thinking that way of business. That'd be a good business strategy, but we'll see what happens with all that stuff because we don't even know when the new GTA Online is going to go online. It's not going to go online. They're not going to start it up right when they release GTA 6. No, they're going to just release GTA 6. And then eventually, coming soon, as they would say, GTA Online for GTA 6 will eventually surface, and then they'll bring it online. And then we'll be able to go online with that and play that. But they want us to play the game first, and, that's I think what their plan is going to be. And of course, GTA 6 is going to be planned for release this November on the PlayStation 5, Series X and S only. So no PC and no former consoles. So no Xbox Ones, no PS4s, no PC, like I said. So PC will be like 3 to 5 years after this is all done, said and done, and it comes out and stuff. So yeah. So what is it? Oh, they're talking about this game. Okay. But yeah, so everybody either get ready, get set, and be either happy or be very, very upset when all this stuff goes down. I'm just saying, either you're going to be happy or you're going to be really upset when all this stuff goes down. I'm just hoping it's not going to be super heavy on, oh, you create the content for this game, because that's not what I fucking want. I want them to make the game and me play the game. That's how it works. If I'm paying them to buy this game and play this game, I want them to make this game. So, yes. And I will be right back. You will not notice a thing. Okay, so what else are we talking about here? So we talked about enough GTA and Rockstar and stuff and them making the bank. How about my thing? And I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. About next-gen consoles, because we are talking about next-gen games, next-gen this, hardware, and all that, and that's been talked about for a long time. And everybody's been having their opinions and stuff like that. And, you got Jeff Gerstmann saying, oh, no, they should release the console sooner than later because, they already got everything priced in and everything from chipsets and all that already, contracted and stuff. They can't do it later because then that stuff is going to become obsolete and stuff like that. And I'm like listening to his notion, and then I'm listening to other people's comments about it and what they think. And a lot of other people are saying, yeah, they should maybe hold off consoles a bit. And then my perception is listening to all the other podcasters and gamers and people out there on top of Gerstmann's talk of him saying, no, that can't happen, because he thinks nothing can happen, especially in the world of business. He thinks once something's done, something is done, and it never could change or switch places in a matter of seconds, even though we're in different times right now. We're in a different place and different time right now. We're not like before where things were set in stone. Now anything can change and change up, especially when hardware is not when hardware is at a premium cost right now and stuff, and people aren't willing to spend the money that they were spending before, it's not going to be that cut and dry where people are buying said consoles and stuff at $1,000 premiums here. Because these consoles are going to be at least almost $1,000, if not over $1,000 for these consoles. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about the Xbox Helix or the PS6. What they were talking about, what both Sony and Microsoft are talking about with these consoles and what's going to be in them a little bit, or what you're hearing, what they're capable of, they're going to be expensive machines. And then you got Sony that wants to do a handheld. That's still going to be an expensive machine. And I know somebody was talking to Gerstmann about in their comments or email or something, they were saying, oh, how about they release the handheld of the PlayStation 6 early, the handheld version or whatever they're doing for their next handheld that's going to be able to play PlayStation 6 and, below games and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, they could do that. But even so, look at the ROG Ally X, the Xbox ROG Ally X. Look at all the other gaming handhelds out there, all the computers, all from Asus and Lenovo and all these things. They're all $1,000+ machines. Even when before the price hikes and all the hardware costs gone up and stuff, they were still like almost $1,000 a piece. Same would be for this handheld. If they're saying that this handheld can play the next generation of PlayStation 6 games, either at 1080p or whatever, because it ain't going to be 4K or anything. It's going to be at least like 720 to 1080p, and it's going to run 60 frames per second on that thing at least. And it's going to, you're going to have to put some memory in there. And that's not even including the storage, which would hope that Sony would do an M.2 drive in that sucker, because why not? They did it with the PS5, unlike Xbox, which still proprietary memory storage for them, because they can never get away from that, apparently. It's still going to cost gamers and people out there, if they're going to want to play that thing, at least $800 to $900. And I'm pricing that at the cheap, because like I said, if they want it to be the next latest, greatest handheld to play the latest, greatest games and do backwards compatibility and stuff like that, that thing's going to be pretty expensive, because they weren't very good at making handhelds in the past. Now, note, all speculation, because we have not really heard too much about their handheld. They said they wanted to do one, but we never really heard too much about it. So you never know. They might have maybe backed off of it and canceled it. Who knows? Because they're looking at other handhelds and the pricing and all that stuff. They're looking at Nintendo Switch too and stuff like that, and what's doing for Nintendo. So they're like, weighing their pros and cons and stuff. They might just stick with this PlayStation 6. But even I, as a gamer, or I should say, as a gamer, I should have the most opinion on this stuff, and any gamer out there should have the most opinion to Sony and Microsoft saying, or Microsoft Xbox saying, hey, if you hold off another couple years, 2 to 3 years for the next PlayStation 6 or Xbox Helix console, we're not going to fault you guys for that, because hardware is damn expensive. Nobody's going to have the money for that. I could buy a Helix if I wanted to, even if it was over $1,000, but I'm one of those special little market people like that. I'm stupid like that. But most of the people, you want to be gamers to want to play your games. Even though I was touting and saying, hey, it's going to be cheaper for people to buy an Xbox Helix console, because it's going to play not only Xbox games and backwards compatibility and stuff, but it's also going to be playing the PC counterparts to those games. And that makes it like a sweeter deal, because you got two machines in one, but still that machine's going to be expensive. It's still going to be like $1,000+. I don't see it being less than $1,000+, unless if it's going to be a really forked, really underpowered machine, which I'm doubt they are going to do, because they said everything's going to be premium new console, premium this. They were always touting. And the PlayStation 6, they're talking about what, 32, what was it? Wasn't it 48 gigabytes or something of GDDR7 memory or something like that? Something crazy like that was supposed to have even more. It was like 36 to 48 gigabytes of RAM in there and stuff. That's going to be very, very expensive just for the RAM in that machine, the memory. We're not even talking about regular storage. Whew. So if both of them waited, another handful of years and just kept the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro and the Xbox Series S and X's still rolling and still selling, even though they're super expensive, I think that would be a better decision. And just keep releasing games, wait till everything cools down a bit, and then go out. Even if they're so-called going to be more obsolete, these chips are going to be more underpowered. How much underpowered are they going to be? They can only get so powerful. NVIDIA and everybody are going to be only doing so much, because like I keep saying, nobody's going to be able to afford all this shit anyways. So nobody's going to really want to push things forward with hardware too much going forward until all this shit settles down, so people can start making chips and stuff easier and cheaper and stuff like that. So I'm thinking if they held off for another 2 to 3 years for both the PlayStation 6 and Xbox Helix, I would not fault them for that. I would probably praise their restraint on both Microsoft and Sony to restrain themselves from doing that and saying, hey, we're going to wait. We're going to wait a little bit longer and then we'll put out our next gen things. And then we could tweak stuff behind the scenes and make sure they're extra ready and stuff like that. And then when we decide 3 years down to do it, we'll make our orders, we'll do our stuff, we'll do our advertisement. And then people might be willing to pay and, willing to buy these machines and stuff at a more premium price, or even if we can get the prices down a little bit more, that'd be great. Because remember, the whole idea of people owning a home console for their video gaming needs for under their TV sets and stuff was because it was supposed to be a cheap box. It was supposed to be like a $300 to $400 box, even cheaper than that. And it was supposed to play all these games. Now you're spending something more than a TV set costs, way more than a TV set costs and stuff and everything else. It doesn't seem like that's worth it anymore to most people, because a lot of people are on budgets and they're like, okay, even if I do this and games are $70, even if I do get Game Pass or not and PlayStation Plus or not, it's still going to cost me more money. And it's like, I can just play my last gen games and my last gen stuff, or I can get a PC and just play all the Steam games and all the other stuff and play some of the, Xbox for PC games, because Sony ain't doing first party games anymore on PC. So, people are going to find better ways to play these games. And, Microsoft, at least on that side, I have to say, you've got a better chance of being able to play your games anywhere, even if you do get a new console or not, compared to Sony and their PlayStation initiative, because, they're only going to be going exclusives. Only exclusives again. We're going back to exclusives, even though we thought that was eventually going to be a dead thing. But, it was never dead with Sony. They were trying to make it a little less dead when they were going to put, their PlayStation games on PC at least. But then they gave up on that because they said, oh, we're not making enough money or blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever, because you never supported it much anyways. You just put the games out there and they were not really optimized for PC, and you did a lazy job of supporting them and you did a lazy job of promoting them. And of course, you're not going to make money off of it because you weren't giving people value or anything. If you made them, instead of $70 games on the PC for that, you made them like $60, say, hey, give me a $10 discount if you buy them on PC now or something like that. Or if you buy 2 of these games, you get one half off or free or something, then people would come and buy it. But Sony didn't do shit. They just said, oh, this is our premium games, the premium software at a premium price here. You're paying for PlayStation games here. And then you got on the Microsoft side, on the Xbox side, they put out all their games on PC. They've been doing that for a while, and they've been just going harder. They've been putting their games on Steam. They got their games on, of course, their Xbox for PC, and then you can play them on your console. So you got 3 places to play them on. I think sometimes they even put them out, and also they put them out on other consoles now as well. Like they've been putting them out on the PlayStation. They've been putting them out on the Switch sometimes. Even though that might be rolled back in a little bit. We'll be talking about that. They might be going exclusive a little bit again, sort of, but they're still going to be putting their games on PC, so it's not technically exclusive. They just might not be porting more of their first-party titles to PlayStation, or, maybe they'll continue with Switch, but I think I don't think either one has been, Microsoft, I thought would put more games on the Switch too, but it hasn't looked like they've been doing much with that lately. And I was just wondering why not trying to port more games to the Switch too. I don't know. That's just my weird thinking on it. But yeah, I think they should hold off. I think Jeff Gerstmann's definitely wrong. I think they could adapt. I think whatever chipsets they have now are not going to go out of date or out of anything, because first off, their next gen chips for their next gen consoles, and nobody else is making that shit now. The only people that can compete with that is probably Nvidia if they make their new next gen graphics cards even better. But isn't that like always anyways? I don't think Nintendo is going to make another next gen Switch 3 by the time they come out with the new consoles and stuff, and they're not going to get stale by the time the Switch 3 comes out. So I really don't think they have much to worry about like Jeff thinks they do. I think we're at a time now where things are getting really tight hardware wise, and then they can only go so much and get so much bigger. And I think the next generation of hardware might actually be a yearly thing going forward, where they'll be like iPhones or Android phones or TVs and stuff, where they just come out with a new one every year, and eventually the oldest ones will lose support for games and stuff, and then they'll just keep selling them and selling them and selling them like that. Or they'll sell them and then they'll have trade-ins and stuff like that, and they'll do some things where you can trade in your old consoles and get them recycled, and they'll give you money back for your next console or whatever. Eventually that's going to end up happening that way and ending that way, because like I said, nobody's going to be able to afford them, and right now hardware is at a premium and it's short supply. So I think they can wait. I think games look and play just fine on the hardware we have right now. So that's my opinion. You can comment on that at any time on anything below the video in my social medias on X and BlueSky. You can also send me an email at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com and let me know that I'm an idiot or something, or you might have another solution, or you might think the same way. Let me know, comment. Let me know about what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that could be something. Last week, well, you're listening to this week, but last week, because I'm recording this on Saturday, I seen the Super Mario Galaxy film finally. I was going to see it the week prior, but I got a little sicky, so I had to cancel my my ticket. But yeah, I went to see last Tuesday's Super Mario Galaxy film. I think I was the only one in there, unless somebody came in a little after. I don't know. I didn't notice, but otherwise, I was the only one in there watching the Super Mario Galaxy film on Tuesday, on Half Price Tuesday at my local Regal Theater, where the ticket was only $8.99 with, tax and everything, including the booking fee and all. And then the popcorn and stuff was like $15 still, but still $15 for the soda and large popcorn. A lot better than $25 that it usually is, and a lot better than $14.99 for the ticket that the ticket usually is. So saved some money off of that stuff and enjoyed a good film. A lot of people think it was dull and boring and stupid and made no sense and blah, 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 blah. But I watched it. I'm like, yeah, it's for kids. I'm a big giant kid. I like Mario. I like all these franchises. I like what they're doing with them, and I like this simple concept movie, which it's basically like if they attached this stuff to a game, it would be part of the game, But I'm used to that stuff, and I was going into the movies to see this movie. I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be more of the same as the first original movie, and it was. And then you got your added characters and stuff like that. You got your Rosalina and stuff like that, and then isn't this all supposed to be the potential for maybe a future Super Smash Brothers movie for the future, that they're trying to get all these new characters into it? So if we get another Super Mario Galaxy or whatever 2 movie or whatever it's going to be in the near future, whatever it's going to be called, then eventually we'll do a Super Mario Smash Brothers movie in the future, or Mario Kart movie in the future, or whatever. They're going to do that live action Legend of Zelda movie. It's good. It was decent. It was decently crafted. The people over there at Illumination, they do good work. They're very good competitors to Pixar movies. They're very good competitors, and the movie made bank. It made a lot of money, and you know what? When it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll buy it. I'm not very picky with my movies. It's got to be a really, really bad movie if I'm not going to want to watch it. And the only ones that I thought were really bad movies that I really did not like, main one, Ghost Rider 2, that was a very boring, bad, stupid movie. That was a boring, very awful movie. Ghost Rider 2 is worst movie I ever seen in the theater. It was the only movie I fell asleep in the theater watching because it was so bad. And I was like, wow, this movie is just. I can't believe I wasted money on that ticket for that. But I didn't know it was that bad, because it was something, I liked the first Ghost Rider, and the second one was just like. And then that Wonder Woman movie, that Wonder Woman 2 movie, not the first one, but the sequel. That was really bad. That was that 1989 or whatever it was. Oh, that was a stinker. Oh, phew. Oh, man. Wonder Woman really took a shit in her britches for that one. She really shit her pants, got hot. Oh, in that Wonder Woman movie. That was horrible. Horrible movie. But otherwise, comparing it to those two, this was a great movie. It's still better probably than the original Super Mario movie. I know a lot of people like to tease that they love the original Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now everybody likes that original live action Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Nintendo's embracing it. Go figure. But hey, I thought this was a good movie. I will be buying this on Blu-ray when it comes out, and yep. Let's go, Mario. I think Chris Pratt is a good Mario. Everybody hates him. Everybody thinks his voice sucks for Mario, but I think he's okay. He's okay. He's okay in my book. I don't know. But I'm not that ignorant about that stuff. It's just like my video games. If they give me fun, they give me joy, they're good enough. They're good enough for me. I don't need to have perfection. I'm not picky about that stuff, and I play a lot of games. I watch a lot of movies and TV shows and stuff. And sometimes I feel like people are just too harsh on stuff. I'm just always I find everything so remarkable that it's even out eventually, and it's out and we can see it and play it and hear it and all that stuff and see what they can do with new movies and tech and all that stuff. And I'm just like, ooh, blown away by all of it. And everybody's like, oh, that was crap. I'm like, but they made some great explosions. Look at that. That looks so beautiful. Ah, it's a crappy movie. Oh, crappy protagonist, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. It wasn't Ghost Rider. It wasn't Wonder Woman 2. So it wasn't that bad. Anyways, go watch your 12th Scream movie or your 200th whatever up my ass horror movie that they create that is just like every other horror ass bum ass movie. Oh, a lady all screaming, all full of crap on her face, going, it's scary, weird ghosty thing coming to get me. Okay, boring. Seen it many times. Let's try to rethink things, Hollywood. Same with the games industry. People complain about all these other games and stuff, and they say, oh, this ain't good enough, or this ain't good enough, blah, 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 blah. Okay, go play your Fortnites and shit, little bitches. I don't care. I'll have fun with my games. Boy, I do a lot of fun complaining. Those are fun complaints. So why don't we end it up with all these games news? We got a lot of games news to get through here. A lot of games talk, a lot of Xbox shit going on that we got to get through, and then a lot of other games news. So we're going to get with that stuff right now. Here we go.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game talk news, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game talk news, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
I had to end that. That song gets too long sometimes. Okay, so games news. Get ready, folks. We got a star-studded amount of games news here. I got to stretch a little bit because there's so much games news to talk about, especially in the Xbox side here. As you didn't know, Starfield fans dubbed the PlayStation 5 port of Starfield as a not working, crappy RPG from Bethesda. Go figure. Bethesda's still on that good track. Bethesda's still on that good star-studded track of not really making the games work great on the PlayStations. They're continuing their track record of making not good running games on PlayStation. I don't know why. Why is it always that these games never work on PlayStations? All the Elder Scrolls games, the Skyrim games, Fallout games, every game that they ever released that ever went and got ported to PlayStation from before and now have never worked good or never worked fine on the PlayStation. And they always came out buggy and, like they said, unplayable, because they're saying unplayable of the fans, Starfield fans out there. So what's going on? Why is Bethesda still Bethesda in this way? Wow. So Starfield launch on PlayStation 5 hasn't exactly gone well from a performance perspective, but Bethesda Game Studios is quickly working on to remedy reported issues with the port, which you would think it wouldn't be that hard to port Starfield to a PlayStation 5 from a Xbox Series console and stuff. When did that come? Did it come out for the Series consoles, or were you able to play it on, or were we able to play it on Xbox One? I forgot. It was so long ago since it played. I think it was on the Xbox Series consoles, but still, PS5 is somewhat a little bit more powerful than the Xboxes, so you'd think it'd be able to run it, especially when it's got similar hardware to the Xbox Series consoles. I don't understand why these games can't run very well on a PlayStation when, I don't know. What's worse, Bethesda and their games ports? I don't know. Same thing with PC ports. Sometimes they always got problems with. I don't understand it. They make these games on a PC. Bethesda. The studio reveals as much with a new online post following acknowledging all the circulating reports that Starfield is unplayable on PS5 in its current state and complaints regarding crashes, bugs, and more. That's not good. That's not good, Bethesda. You should be working at making these games working beautifully on any device that you put these games out on. And it is crashing and unplayable and buggy on a PlayStation, which is similar to an Xbox this time around. And then, Bethesda talks about, they go into their little speeches of thanks for sharing your adventures across the settle. They like to talk the good. They like to hype up their game when they know they're not doing well by gamers at all. And that's PlayStation gamers, which, they're not getting that many games as is. So they're trying to eat up as much as possible. And you just threw a pile of shit in their face saying, hey, we got Starfield for you. And it's not working for them. Come on, Bethesda. Shame on you. Shame on you guys over at Bethesda for not. Come on. I thought Microsoft and Xbox wrinkled the kinks out of you guys already on that shit. Oh, so a lot of gamers on a PlayStation are pissed off at them. A lot of them were demanding refunds, of course, and saying, hey, let's see. A lot of them just want refunds, or they're begging for them to fix it early, and a lot of shit like that. Also, there's some few comments under the Bethesda's post that aren't all negative. Apparently plenty of people who aren't having the same issues with their PlayStation 5 version. So it seems those of us who aren't very lucky have the problems. Hey, I played Starfield. I beat Starfield. I played it on PC. I played it and beat it on PC, so I was good to go on that. Yeah. So I'm done with that. And I even modded it a little bit, so it made it a lot better. Made it a lot better than when I modded it a bit and helped out a lot for that. But yeah. Bethesda continuing the track record of releasing games in buggy states on other platforms, not just including the main platform, and it's like not good, Bethesda. And Todd Howard, maybe you guys should work more on the game's performance stuff and make better gameplay for your games so people aren't so pissy. I don't know. Just saying. I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but hey, shit. Even though I'm Team Xbox and shit like that, I still gotta throw shit their way if they're not doing something right over there. I don't play favorites. I don't do any favoritism on either platform. Like I said, folks, I keep it real. Even though I play most of my games are Xbox and Xbox for PC, I will still shit on them when they deserve to be shit on, especially when they're, even though PlayStation is a competition and stuff, if you're putting your game on another system, it should work good. It should work fantastic. It should not be in a broken state, and you should be ashamed of yourselves, not go and try to hype up the game when it's broken like that and say, hey, yeah, all these people are sharing experiences of this great game on this system. No, you should be out there going, oh, we fucking suck, man. We so sorry. We had this working, we were playing it and it seemed to work here. Something must have happened. Maybe it was a patch or something, but we're going to look into it. We are so sorry. This is not what we wanted for you guys. We're going to give you guys like a $5 discount or something, do something for them that says, hey, we feel you. This is bad. We didn't see this in our initial tests, and we tested it on our PlayStation 5s and PlayStation 5 Pros. Say stuff like that and say, hey, we tried to make this game run the best and work very well, and it's not all what you expected. And they didn't say a damn word of that. No. Go figure. And then on top of it, in other news, and this is rumored news, Starfield might be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 soon. So you guys and Nintendo Switch guys can soon get into the buggy mess that is Starfield. If a copy comes to you, no matter if you download it or you get it on your cartridge. Maybe that would be better if you bought it digitally on Switch 2, because then at least you can get it easily downloaded instead of having major big patches over your cartridge-based version of it. Yes, even you, Switch, can eventually get into the buggy crappiness, and it doesn't run well at all of Starfield. How come all these other developers have no real problems? Like they put like, I'm trying to speak their names. Capcom with Resident Evil, the latest Resident Evil game, they put it on everything. They even put it on Switch too. How come we didn't hear any problems with those games? With that game on those consoles? How come other people are putting games on all three consoles and stuff with no problems, and they're more graphically intense and stuff? How come Bethesda can't fucking get a simple port of a game, which they're ported? Basically it's playable on PC and Xbox, and the PS5 and PS5 Pro similarly has the similar hardware and stuff on it. Sure, there's some minor tweaks and stuff and coding and stuff, but how come they fuck that shit up so badly? And then we are hearing that Bethesda's RPG Starfield has been rated for the Switch 2 now. So if they are going to port this to the Nintendo Switch 2, is it just going to be another fucked up version for them as well? And this is 3 years after the Xbox PC debut of Starfield. So they had 3 years that they were working on the port for PS5. And then who knows about the Nintendo Switch 2 version? What the fuck? Bethesda. Shame on you guys. I like your games up to a point. I like Starfield up to a point. I played it, beat it, I'm done with that. I'm not buying your DLC or anything for that. I like the Fallout games. I love the Skyrim, Elder Scrolls games and stuff from you guys. But come on, every game you guys seem to release still is buggy, still has shit. You go to different platforms that it all fucks up. You guys got to get a fucking somebody over there to make sure that fucking shit works. Do better internal testing of this shit on platforms. Why is this a thing still from Bethesda? Wow, I thought Microsoft ringed that from their fucking company by now. Wow, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves for that. I'm sorry. How come Doom and stuff comes out from, well, they're using id Tech, of course, but it must be this engine that they're using for Skyrim. And what engine are they using for Skyrim and stuff like that? Let me check here. I know they're probably using a new one for the new Elder Scrolls, but What game engine does Bethesda use for Elder Scrolls and Fallout? Just want to find out if there's something on there. What is the creation? Oh, they're using the creation engine. Okay, the creation engine is a proprietary 3D game engine developed by Bethesda Game Studios, built on the foundation of older Gamebryo engine used for Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout 3. It was first introduced back in 2011 for Elder Scrolls Skyrim, since been enhanced for graphics, AI story system, blah, 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 blah. So they're using the creation engine to do that. Maybe they should do one on a different fucking engine. Maybe it's that creation engine that's the fucking fault there. Maybe it's maybe they should go to Unreal or something. I don't know. Maybe that's the fucking reason that is not working. You know, I'm just speculating here, but if all that stuff, and you notice all the games that they worked on with that, they all had fucking bugs. They all had problems. They all have issues. The only game they don't have stated here that they used it on was probably Starfield, but I'm sure they used it on Starfield. Why they don't just try to... Oh, they do have to... Okay, Starfield as well. Okay, and the new Elder Scrolls. Oh, and they're doing Elder Scrolls, the next Elder Scrolls game under this engine. Oh, boy. Oh, maybe they should have switched to the id Tech or something. I don't know. Why not? You got people that Microsoft and everybody else is using Unreal. You got the id Tech engine. That's a powerful engine. That makes really good looking playing games like Doom, The Dark Ages, which are very fast paced, got tons of shit blowing up everywhere type of games. Why are they using something like that? Not because apparently this engine is the problem. This has to be the source of their problem underneath that is not working correctly for whatever they're doing with it. It has to be the problem, because why else are all their fucking games buggy, sloppy looking messes and always breaking on certain things? It has to be the reason. I don't know what else could it be, but it's got to be that underlying engine. Remember when they ported, ported or whatever, they remastered and ported the Elder Scrolls Oblivion game, and they put it this game, like the original base game, and then they put the Unreal version over it or something. So it was running the base game underneath it, but it's running on a new coat of paint on the Unreal engine. Now, I haven't played much more of that game. I got to get back into play some more Oblivion eventually. But wasn't that a weird like mess sort of thing or whatever? They still had the same glitches or whatever because it still has the underlying engine under it, the creative engine. I'm just speculating because I don't know for a fact, but that seems to be a pattern there. Why is it Bethesda? Why is it always their games using that creative engine? I don't know. Just speculating here. But yeah, Switch people. Get ready, Switch 2 people. You're going to be playing Starfield on Switch 2, and it's going to be a shit show. Yeah. I hate doing that, but shit. Sometimes you got to poke fun at people that just need to get a fucking reality check. And if they want to make their games they want their games to do well in the marketplace, and they want people to buy their games and like their games, they got to do a better job. They take so fucking long. Todd Howard takes so too fucking long to make fucking games over there for his perfectionism and stuff like that, that these games come out like shit shows and nobody does anything about it. There's reasoning behind that. Xbox is already sending out Project Helix gift packages. I think did I mention this at all? No, I did not. But I think this is stupid because it's not just because I am saying this because of I'm jealous or anything. It's because they only send this shit out to people that are content creators. They only send it out to people that are, what am I trying to say? Not apologist, enthusiast. I forgot the name because I try to forget it all the time. Influencers, yes. They only send it with people with big accounts that are influencers. They don't send this shit out to average Joes like you or me because, of course, I'm gonna go back to saying what Jeff Gersman said. Oh, because they know people like me and you don't really take tons of pictures of this stuff and don't comment too much about this stuff all the time. Shit. Microsoft, if you guys wanted to send me a Project Helix kit or console ahead of time or a gift package, I would definitely talk about it. I'd definitely show it off the goodies and stuff, the shirt, the hat, stuff like that. I would definitely like to get myself a little, care package and stuff. I'm not an influencer at all. I talk what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to speak real about this shit. But yet you're sending out to these Joe Schmoes out there that don't deserve this shit. And it's not going to help your sales. These fucking lackeys aren't going to help your sales. I could help your sales better because I'm telling people the real truth. If your shit sucks, I'm going to tell them it sucks. If your shit's good, I'm going to tell them it's good. And I would hope people would believe me on that. And I tell them, hey, this is my opinion as well. So if you think this game blows and I like this game, good for you because you're a different person than me. But I'm telling you and I'm showing you and I'm trying to tell people on what this stuff is. And, companies don't like that. They don't like reality. They don't want people that are real talking about shit for real. So if I said, oh, this shirt they sent me of the Project Helix thing, it's kind of itchy and it's kind of lame. Okay, they don't want people like me like that. They want people that are sheep that will go, look at this, I got this, I'm great, I'm the best. Okay, whatever. Influencers. I hate influencers. They're the scum of the video content market. And like I always say to people, in every video I make and every live stream and podcast I say, and I tell you people all the time, I am no fucking influencer. I try to not influence you one thing or another. I tried to help you out in your decision making, and I want you to use your own fucking brains to figure out if you like this or not. So if somebody sends me something, which probably never happened, but if somebody wanted to send me something like Microsoft or whatever, I'm going to talk about it straight up to you and everybody. I'm not an influencer. I just show off what I like. I play what I like. I do what I like. Because this is my shit. Nobody else's shit. I don't make money from this shit. I just have fun. And these influencers that are trying to make an easy buck and trying to tell people, oh, this is the best. This is going to be the best console. Just you wait and see. They're just fucking sheep. And I don't have any remorse for them. I have no goodwill for them. I think they're scum of the earth. And that is it. For people that are genuine gamers and content creators out there, I respect those people because they love what they're doing. They're doing it more than just money and stuff, and they're doing it for fun because they like to do it. And stuff like this, I hate when I see shit like this because it pisses me off because it's like, well, for someone like me that spends a shit ton of money on your products and services, that talks usually a lot of good stuff about your company and stuff when you're not doing bullshit like AI and other bullshit and price hikes and stuff. But when you're doing good shit and you're making good content and games, or I like this that you're dropping on Game Pass and stuff, I will talk nicely about you. But if you're doing all this other bullshit, I will talk negative about you. And companies don't want the negative. They only want the positive. Because why would we want reality, folks? I don't know. We don't live in reality. Companies think we don't live in reality. So why would we live in reality? Now, it'd be cool if Microsoft and, Asha Sharma and them would send me one of these Helix care packages. I would definitely accept the Project Helix merch. I would thank them for it. I would look it over. I'd say, hey, people, let's see how it feels. How does it look? I'll be like, hey, maybe they'll sell this in the store someday to the rest of you. I'll be like, okay, thank you for sending me this. This is cool. Show it off a little bit. Be like, yeah, I got this. I hope they give me a console or at least give me a deal on the new console eventually, because maybe I might get it, maybe not, who knows. And I'll definitely test that sucker out. But yeah, not an influencer, people. I just keep it real. And that's how I'm going to do it till my dying days. And that is my respect, honor to you guys. Let's get through this, because this show is going a little long and I still got a lot of news here. So I might skip some stuff. I don't know yet. Let's see here. Available for Xbox insiders, new improvements to achievements. I think you heard about this from most people, that they revamping the achievements, how they look, how they feel, how they sound, make it cleaner, shows off more highlights in the games, a whole bunch of stuff. Just making it so it makes it like you earn something. And when you earn an achievement, it makes it even more powerful when you do that. So they're doing that. That'll eventually roll out to the rest of us. There's a new console update rolling out now, I guess. Heavily focused on the, let's see here. I didn't really read this one. I guess massive console rolls out to all users. A month after the features were offered to Xbox insiders, Microsoft's newest Xbox Series X and S update has been slowly rolling out to all users across both consoles. I don't know if I got it yet. I got to check it. This update offers new customizable guide colors, increases the number of available groups to 10. That's good, because I usually, we only have up to 2. The previous group is 2 limit. I think that means what's on the main console, because we used to have more where I could make more groups on the main console, and then they shrunk it and made it to 2, and then it's only you can make other stuff. But I don't know that for a fact if that's what they mean, because I have more groups in the back groups thing. But available up to 10, that would be cool. Adds new profile badges to celebrate different milestones, accompanied by Xbox players. Most notably, the update also adds new feature to the quick resume feature, which we talked about before. Allows players to disable it for specific titles. That's a good thing. That makes it so if I want to disable it for all titles, when I'm doing like some major game downloads or updates, when your games aren't running, the downloads go a lot faster. And I wish there was a thing, and I wonder if that'll have that in this update, where you could just click off to all. So when you're doing your game downloads, that it'll speed it up, and then you can turn it all back on after. That's the only thing about the resume feature, that it slows down game downloads. It's a shame it can't just ask you, do you want to pause the quick game resume, or turn it off for a second while you download all these games and stuff? I'd be like, yes. And then turn it back on after? I'd be like, yes, please do. And I hit my microphone, sorry. But I would do that. But also, overall, that's pretty good. And a lot of people, a lot of gaming people are like happy about it. They're like, oh, look at all this great new stuff that they're rolling out. So they're keeping the Series X and S very fresh and vibrant. And it's been years in the making too. So it's been taking a long time since they had to start doing this stuff. So it's about time they did this and made it better for gamers and people. Because sometimes the console is a little too complicated for some people. Not me, but I hear some people it's still complicated. This other news story, Forza Horizon 6 developer states you can't overstate the impact of leaving the Xbox One behind, saying that it's a sea change, says designer Tim Torben Elliott. As we all discuss what's new, the new next-gen focus unlocks for the studio. The interesting space that you can get to innovate is from where you suddenly have headroom and systems. So basically, he and others over at Forza Horizon 6 are happy that they're not making this game isn't going to be playable on the last gen console, because they can unlock more power. They can utilize all the power of the S and the X and PC and beyond. They don't have to focus all on what they have to put it on from the previous gen, which makes sense, because the Xbox One has been out there for a long time, and it's basically time to sunset it, just with new game-wise, Even though I'm sure there's still a lot of people with Xbox Ones. I know I still have an Xbox One I want to sell eventually to people. I have it up on eBay, but, who knows if people will buy it or not. But it's really like new condition, too, with some games and stuff. But otherwise, most people have the next-gen systems like I do with a Series X. I don't need an Xbox One console or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, what do you do with the old hardware when it's done? You can play all those old games. You could still go online with it. You could still play online, but you're not going to get any of the new games. And then they can utilize all that extra power, and they can start making games really good for the new games for the new hardware. Harder hardware. Yes. I said that correctly. Harder hardware. Yeah, it's about time. I think they should, for games like that, I think it's about time. I've had a Series X for how long now? For a very long time. They should have sunsetted that for a long time ago, but hey, at least they're supporting the older consoles, just like how Sony supported the PS4 and stuff for a long time. And they're known for supporting their older hardware for a very long time. Same thing with Microsoft. They should support their hardware as long as they can. And then when they can't support it anymore, break it free. It's no problem. No problems there. No harsh. The Xbox One lasted a long time. It was a good console while it lasted. So the Fable social media account reiterates fall of 2026 release window amid rumors of an internal delay to avoid GTA 6. So apparently there's been some people talking about this. I'm not going to mention who they are or who the guy is because, this one guy keeps mentioning it. But apparently there was some talk or rumors going on about internally that the Fable team inside of Microsoft, from the Turn 10 studio or whatever it is, was stating that they were going to pause on Fable for a while so that they can let GTA 6 run by and release in November, because apparently, Fable is supposed to release in the fall, but I'm like, well, why don't they release it a little earlier? Why don't they release it like September? Or is it not going to be ready in September and it's going to take to November to finish? I don't know. How far along is this Fable reboot? Do they need to go all the way to November to do it? Or is it just something that because I heard other reports saying they were basically done with Fable, that Fable was basically ready and that they're just doing some polishing and they're, patching up some stuff, and it's basically ready to eventually launch sooner than later. But why can't they just make it come out a little sooner? If they're done, if the game is done and ready, sure, you got all these other games coming out, like you got your Grand Theft Auto, I don't even know when the next Halo game is coming. Halo game's coming out. It's supposed to come out this year. I don't know when that is, unless if they're going to stealth drop it during the Xbox game showcase or something. That would be interesting. But you got a Gears of War game, which they're going to show off at the showcase. That's coming out sooner or later. What was the other games? Oh, shoot. There's the Forza Horizon 6. Shoot, there was other ones too. There was a bunch of games, but then there was still a lot of gap in the summertime and in the beginning of, fall before November. And I'm like, well, then just release this game in fucking, September, you fucking cowards. If it doesn't come out now and then they're going to wait another year for it, then just say it now. Say, hey, we're going to wait till 2027 in the beginning. Why are we just release it now and release another game during another month that you don't got a game coming out? I don't know why this shit happens. I don't know why they're all worried about GTA 6, because apparently the game, even if GTA 6 comes out, people probably want to play a different game. Not everybody wants to play GTA 6. No matter how big GTA 6 is and stuff, if you release Fable, I will play Fable on top of GTA 6 anyways. So why the fuck do we all have to be so cowardly on this shit? You know, it doesn't matter because all your games aren't selling that good anyways, Microsoft. So why would this matter for Fable? You know, maybe it'll sell better. Maybe because maybe people won't want to play GTA 6 all the time and they want to get something fantasy in. And they're like, oh, Fable, I got Game Pass Fable and stuff like that. So it seems really stupid. Let's see here. So this individual stated they heard that Fable has been pushed internally. That doesn't mean that it's coming out next year. Apparently, they're still trying to get it out this year, but they're worried about the launch of GTA 6, which you guys got to stop being worried about GTA 6. Stop. Just worry about your fucking game and making sure it's good and that it comes out. And so if it's getting delayed beyond the release of GTA 6, that could push into December, which might make it a prime candidate to get delayed into 2027. So while Xbox may have lots of games coming out this year, that's one that there's still a big question mark around, which I don't understand why, because I thought I heard other things saying that they were pretty much almost done with the game and that it was ready, you know? And like I said, oh, here we go. Forza Horizon 6 launches in May 19th. So what do we got? So we're in April now. May is coming up soon. What did we get in April? Did we get anything? Is that Kilm game is supposed to be coming out soon, right? So we got Kilm. Then May, you got Forza Horizon 6, okay. Then when's Halo Campaign Evolve coming out? We don't have a release date for that yet, nor do we have a release date for Gears of War E-Day yet. So when's Halo Campaign Evolve coming out? Is that going to be secretly stealth dropped on during the showcase? Is that something? Or maybe Gears of War E-Day? I don't know. And then you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. That's supposedly coming in the fall like it usually does. That's a totally different game than Grand Theft Auto, but, you know, it's a shooter. But still, you got all this other games in the middle here. You got June, July, August, and September. Got all those months, Microsoft. Put it out. If it's ready and they're ready to launch it by that time, put it out. Why? Why with all the hesitation? Because the more they hesitate, the worse of a launch these games get, and then they put them out in times, and then they go, oh, we should have probably put it out before. We could have probably put it out here. And then you hear the stories of, oh, yeah, this would have been a better launch here, but we didn't think. We were so worried about this. Stop worrying about other people's games. If your game is good enough and it's ready to go, eventually put it out. Unless if it's going to be on a day where so many games are coming out that, yes, it would monopolize your launch of your game, then don't put it out. But you know, everything has got to be the top-notch game. It's got to be the best. We can't have any other big game coming around all these other games, and it hurts the industry so bad. And it hurts them their own games so bad, and because people don't want to wait that long for that shit. When Fable's ready, put it fucking out. Doesn't matter if it's Grand Theft Auto's around or whatever. It's not the same thing. It's not like we're racing cars and jacking carts in Fable, are we? Are we doing hijacking and carts and stuff and driving cars in Fable? And we're gonna, you know, that's more of a funky, fun shooter RPG. What's that have to do with Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft Auto ain't an RPG. Maybe people don't all want to play Grand Theft Auto 6 and they're gonna want to play something different. I don't know. I guess we're not allowed to play something different. So the new Xbox CEO, Asha Sharma, states Game Pass has become too expensive for players. Oh, good. Good for finding out. For most players, that is. When it went up from $20 a month to $30 a month for the $50 price hike for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Yes, that makes sense. She says she's going to try to find a way to make it cheaper. She wants to make Game Pass cheaper, that she says it's too complicated and it needs to get cheaper. And yeah, if they didn't raise it another $10 a month, then they would have kept it like $20, or at least raised it only like $5 if they really needed to. Why did they raise it at $10? Why don't they knock off $5 off of it? You know? So yeah, she gets it. She gets it. It's too expensive for most people. Yes, it's an expensive thing. That's why she's trying to figure out, can we add Netflix to sweeten the deal for this? Can we do this and that? And then they're also talking about in other news that Game Pass has gone off to a pretty incredible 2026 so far, I guess, with games, of course. I've been having fun with a lot of games. Now it's talked about that there's no official confirmation from Xbox or Microsoft, but there's been word and leaks stating that there might be a price decrease on Game Pass, especially Game Pass Ultimate, going back down again, maybe eventually. And then people are like, what? And I guess it's been like really a heartache for them on that, or I don't know what it is. Because apparently there was also talks, I guess, going internally saying, well, is it because of Call of Duty? Because we're losing so much money in Call of Duty from Game Pass that maybe we should take Call of Duty out of Game Pass so we can make it cheaper for people? And I'm like thinking, why is one fucking game, one stupid shooter game, making it too expensive? Which, first off, you own Activision Blizzard. So why is this more costing you more money? Why would this be more? When you guys talk about that Game Pass was originally meant for all day one games and all these, all your day one games that are coming from your studios, which you own Activision Blizzard, are all going to be included in Game Pass. So now you're going to go against that and say, oh, we're taking out Call of Duty because it's making it too expensive for Game Pass. Even though Call of Duty has not been that popular and has not been making money because they've just not been that good. Like Black Ops 7, I didn't really care for it. I stopped playing it after halfway, and that Black Ops, or was that Black Ops 6? It was Black Ops 6, and then the latest Black Ops, I heard nobody really liked it. I heard that was really garbage and that the campaign was bleh and stuff. And now they're coming out with the Modern Warfare 4, which some people are okay with or not okay with. And me, I'm like, why don't we just go back to Call of Duty, back to the World War II days? Why can't we go back to a World War II Call of Duty anymore? Come on, let's go back. Come on. I want to go back to Call of Duty World War II. Give me a World War II one, or Vietnam, or something. Give me something. Give me a futuristic World War III Call of Duty. Come on. Let's get real here, people. Anyways, I guess people are, gamers are like, scared over if there's a price drop that they might knock out some content out of it, like some games and stuff, or Call of Duty. I think that would be stupid if they did that. I don't think Call of Duty and getting rid of Call of Duty would help Game Pass price wise, because even if they sold Call of Duty separately and they didn't include it with Game Pass even though Game Pass is meant for their original games for Xbox Studio games to be on there day one originally, I don't think it's going to hurt. I don't think it's going to help either. I think more people won't buy it because they'll be like, oh, now we can't even get on Game Pass. So, are we going to buy this game when the last ones were so bad? I don't think so. I don't think they'll be making much money on that. Or if they got rid of these games, and there's Asha Sharma right there talking on something. Now, if they got rid of Call of Duty off of like the day one thing, and then they eventually brought it to Game Pass later, would that be something? I don't know. Like I said, I don't care about Call of Duty one way or another. I care about a bunch of other games, and I'd rather play a bunch of other games than Call of Duty. But there's people that would probably love to be able to still get Call of Duty on Game Pass all the time. But who knows? And then she's also talking about, Asha Sharma, of course, is talking about that they are looking into maybe making a new tier in Game Pass, like making much easier, better tiers and making it a new tier where Game Pass would be like a Game Pass tier would just be first-party game studios from Microsoft and Xbox. That would be Xbox's first-party studios, and it would be only those games. So anything from Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, all those makers, the makers of Forza, Halo, Gears of War, Fable, all the Double Fines, all the first-party games, and they'll just make that exclusively for just people that just want to play Xbox Game Studios games, and that's all you get. Okay, you could do that, but then make it so that you can have like a basic tier for the people that really don't care and they get the games a little later, but also make a tier where it's just the Game Pass Ultimate like me, where I get everything because that's all I care about. I just want it all so I can play on PC and Xbox. Don't even make it that way where you have an Xbox tier or a PC tier anymore. Just make it so that it's just Game Pass, and then you got the Game Pass. Oh, even the way I'm thinking of this, I'm getting my mind all shaken because I'm like thinking, well, maybe the original tier should just be all the first-party Game Pass games from Xbox Studios. Then the second tier is going to be your Game Pass. I'm trying to think here. See, it's confusing to me too. So to me, I think we should get rid of all the other tiers. I think you should only have a Game Pass Ultimate tier and maybe a Game Pass Game Studios tier. Like it's only for those games. Unless if you want to make a separate tier where you just have for Xbox Studio games, Game Pass for just everybody else, where it's just gets all everybody else's Game Pass games comes on it. And then you have the Ultimate tier that has everything, both original for studio, your first party studios to your third party studios, which I have, where I get everything. And at all three tiers, you get cloud, you can use it on console and PC, and then you got nothing else to worry about because then you got your choice. You got your choice. If you just want first party game studio, Xbox Game Studios games from this Game Pass, then that's your tier. If you want something that is just all the third party games that come on the Game Pass where they get all these games in the Game Pass, then that's your tier. And then you don't get any of the first party games and stuff like that. But then if you want all the games from first party and third party, then you got the Ultimate tier, which I will stay in because I want both games because I like my games from my first party from Xbox Game Studios, and I like my third party games that I get a lot of from outside of that. That helps me save a lot of money and stuff, and I get to try out other games because that's the kind of guy I am, and I'm willing to pay for that. And maybe that's what they should do. And of course, for the Ultimate tier, which I pay for, which they can keep it closer to $30 if they want to, add the Netflix subscription. No ads, of course, please. And that'd be fine by me. But that's just me. That's just in my category right there. Now, everybody isn't like me, but that's what I'm just saying there. Will they do that? Probably not. They'll probably just add another tier, and then there'll be like 5-6 tiers like Sony does, and it's all confusing and stupid and stuff. Even though they could do something that easy, which took me a little bit of time to think, but I'm like thinking, yeah, why don't we just have Xbox first party tier, and then we just have a third party tier for Game Pass, and then we'll have the Ultimate tier of Game Pass, which it has first and third party, and then all tiers include your cloud, Xbox and PC, so we can forget about, oh, this is just for Xbox, this is just for PC. No, those are all three tiers include all of that stuff, for that you can play on cloud, console, or PC. There, done, simple. Keep it simple, keep it safe, make the costs cheap. Like I said, for the Ultimate tier, if you want to keep it up to the $30 price, or if you make it only $25 or something down the road, or whatever weird voodoo magic you guys will do over there, then just add Netflix to it and I'll be happy. Okay. And then you got, people, former execs from like PlayStation, Sean Layden suggesting that Xbox can't save Game Pass because I'm just going to say he's biased. He's very biased because he didn't like Game Pass when it came, when he was still CEO, because, cut into his sales, because Game Pass was pretty cool, even back in the day when it was super cheap. And he didn't like it because he thinks it was a system, a subscription system that couldn't sustain, even though other people do it all the time. And not all the games that come to Game Pass are brand new titles, and not all the games that come to Game Pass are expensive games. And when they are more expensive games, they sell DLC. People can buy the game within it. So I don't see why there's any problem with Game Pass. I think it could help sales depending on the games and stuff, just like other people say. And here's the thing, Sean Layden, he never liked subscription services. He was very highly against subscription services for anything, even though he ran PlayStation, which had a subscription service called, what is it called? PlayStation Plus. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about here. So I like the guy up to a point, but his whole thing of him not liking subscription tier services and stuff like that, you got him over on PlayStation. They're just not Game Pass like. And he did, and it threatened that business because he was worried, and he's still kind of probably worried, even though he's not working there anymore. He's probably like, oh no, it's going to take away business from PlayStation or something, which it hasn't. As we clearly see that people still go to PlayStation, even though they could have cheaper time going to the Xbox side. And even if they don't play on an Xbox, they can play on a PC and get all these games for, half the price of what they're probably paying to play them on a PlayStation. I don't know. I'm just thinking my way here. I don't know. I think I save a lot more money than I would be if I was a PlayStation guy still. I think I'd be spending a shit ton more money on games and shit now than I am now on Xbox and PC, because I got more choice. I got more places to play them on. And I got a subscription service that gives me most of those games, new or older games, that are first party or third party games, and that's great. So, and then you got this as the final news story for Xbox here. Now, just like Sony, Xbox might consider going back to console exclusives again. And we're not saying, oh, this is only going to be exclusives to the console. We're talking about console and Xbox PC. Probably. That's what I'm thinking. Because if they went to console exclusives and then the PC didn't get like Forza or any of the first party titles, I would be even kind of bitching about that. I'd be like, no, that's stupid. I don't know if this is going to be a truth here, because they have been selling lots of games on other platforms and making money on them now. So I don't know how you could back away from that when you guys are making bank from PlayStation, because Sony doesn't have the games to sell on the PlayStation and you do. And the fact of the matter is you're making their charts, more games up on their charts than they are with their games. And you do sell some games to Switch, and then your games are also on Steam, and then of course your own Xbox PC store. So you got your games out there, able to sell if they're good enough out there. So I think rolling back to just exclusives, I don't know. Maybe if you just kept like Halo exclusive and a few other things exclusive, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking the whole rolling back and going forward. I didn't mind Microsoft saying, hey, we're not just going to keep our games exclusive, that we're going to go everywhere. Now, does that hurt more sales to the Xbox? Possibly, but at least people everywhere could play your games, and that potentially can make you more money. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. As long as they could still get these games free on Game Pass, I don't mind. But I'm probably the outlier on that. I don't know. I'm not a console boy exclusive anymore, even though I still on Team Xbox in a way, but still, I don't have no ill will to PlayStation or Nintendo or anything like that, and especially not PC, because I am a PC gamer more first now than I was before. So I'm just saying, what's the big deal of keeping them? Maybe when you're making newer titles, like I said, Halo, Gears of War titles and stuff, which they said this next Halo Combat Evolved game and the Gears of War game was going to PlayStation and stuff. So if you're going to tease them and put these games out on that platform, why would you reel it back in for the next one? It doesn't make any sense, and it undermines what you were originally doing. And you should just keep doing it. Maybe make new franchises. I don't know. Maybe we should create new big franchises to put as exclusives to the Xbox brand. I don't know. Not that I like I always say, I love my Gears of War games. I loved my Halo original games. I love Fable games. I love all these, Forza games and stuff. But I can even admit to that a lot of people are getting tired of them, and that it's just more and more and more and more. I'm not tired of them because I can always eat more of that shit. I'm crazy like that, but I'm an outlier again. I'm not speaking to everybody on this, but they could make new franchises. They could start to make new franchises in their own ecosystem and keep them there if they wanted to, and just have these as their annuals going out. I don't know. It's crazy to say, but that's what it is. Talking about PlayStation, though, they are going to get something really cool, I think, or semi-cool. I probably would never buy it because I don't really care about gold controllers. But for you people that are into that 007 First Light game that's coming out from the makers of the Hitman games, there's going to be an exclusive 007 First Light limited edition PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, which is up now for pre-order for $85 on Amazon, and you can get it on Amazon, Best Buy, PlayStation Direct, Target, and GameStop. The controller is mostly gold. It has the 007 logo on the front of the controller there. It looks pretty cool. I thought it looked okay, but still, it's not like something I would get. It's a barrel-inspired 007 logo, barrel-inspired line radiating across the controller face. It's for the game 007 First Light, which is being made by IO Interactive, the people that were behind Hitman and Hitman World of Assassination trilogy. And they're putting out this special edition controller only for PlayStation, not for Xbox, even though the game is coming out for PlayStation and Xbox and PC on May 27th. So that's coming out soon. Oh, and a Nintendo Switch version is scheduled for later in the year for that game. I don't know. Like I said, I still probably wouldn't have bought it if it was an Xbox controller, because I'm like, it's just not for me. But I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's cool for people that would love to have a 007 controller, because there's still a lot of 007 fans out there, right? Right. So that was that, and that's $85. Expensive controller. When I could get a Xbox controller for $35. Now, note, original, like Xbox Black Edition controller, $35. Yeah. This is a funny news story that I dug up, which I thought was pretty funny. So you remember when Nintendo was suing Pal World for infringement and stuff on all that? Well, apparently, shameless Pal World imitator Picmos removed from Steam after publisher intervenes in development. So just a couple of days after Pal World imitator Pikmon changed its title to Picmos to better align with our brand identity, the whole thing has been removed from Steam, and it sounds like developer Pocket Game, which is funny because it's like Pocket Pair, but it's Pocket Game, may have had its wrist slightly slapped in the process. Ironically, the parent reboot comes from Network Go, a publisher of Picmos, who has a message on X rather oddly appeared to suggest that this whole mess is Pocket Game's fault. I don't know nothing about this game. I never heard about this game, but it's supposed to have like stuff. So apparently Picmos has indeed been controversial. PC, let's see here. So I guess PC Gamer's Lincoln Carpenter described it as a shameless in its imitation of Pokemon, saying that Pal World, literally the target of a Nintendo lawsuit, feels like a paragon of creative intrigue. I can't even say it. By comparison, Pikmin hasn't filed the serial number off of Pokemon. It's just crossed it out with a crayon, and it didn't stop there. In its initial trailers and screenshots, Pikmin is also copying homework from The Legend of Zelda, Overwatch, and even Pal World itself. Plenty of others shared in this assessment, and the dev team took steps to address the problem by mentioning changing a single letter of the game's title, although it stated that the creatures in the game would still collectively be known as Pikmin, because sure, why not? Okay, like I said, I had never heard of this Pikmin game, and yes, if it's ripping off not just Pal World stuff, but it's ripping off Pokemon stuff too, and Zelda and Overwatch and stuff like that, oh, I will laugh if this thing never comes to existence or gets sued out of existence, because shit, you're calling it Pikmin, so you're trying to go with the Pokemon thing there, and you call your studio Pocket Game instead of Pocket Pair, because Pocket Pair makes makes Pal World. So yeah, they're doing a lot of copying. They're doing a lot of very direct, close to copying of stuff. So yeah, they should go. I'm sorry, they should go. But that was funny. I want to see where that news story goes. Nothing else has been really mentioned about lawsuits or anything. It's been taken down off the Steam store by the publisher or whatever. I don't know what's going on between that stuff. I don't know. These weird little companies seem all legit to me. Not. Let's see here. Gears of War movie director shares promising update. I didn't know there was a Gears of War movie in production, but okay. So apparently Gears of War movie director David Lynch stated he feels optimistic that the film is going to happen after months without an update for fans. I didn't even know this was going to be a thing still. Okay. The filmmaker is best known for works on projects like Bullet Train and The Fall Guy, offered an update on the long in development video game adaptation during a conversation with Collider. Well, a movie starring characters like Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago is still trying to pull itself together. It sounds like it's something fans could look forward to eventually. Shit, David Lynch, you need me to help you make a story about Gears of War? Give me a call. Give me an email. Send me... Get in hold of me. I got some ideas. Let's make it like the Gears of War original game. But, we'll start it off with more of the prequel, like they're doing with the prequel game. But we'll make it so it goes into the Gears of War game. And then you can make the sequel that gets into it and then keep going on from there. How about that? Because people want more like what the game is, They don't want special weird characters coming out of it. They want Marcus Phoenix. They want Dom. They want the crew. They don't want these weird second market characters. Don't do that. Don't do that. And make sure you do it sooner than later so Dave Bautista could become Marcus Phoenix. We all want Dave Bautista I know I want Dave Bautista to become Marcus Phoenix, so you better have Dave Bautista as Marcus Phoenix, because if he doesn't get to be Marcus Phoenix, then shit. What are we doing? Why are we doing this game? And I think that was it. That was my last story, or I deleted the rest of the stories. I don't know. It just went off my screen over here. So what? So that was the Gamez Newz, folks. Holy shit. My throat is killing me because I was trying to keep this. I wanted to keep this podcast like 2 hours or under, but it's already almost 3 hours. It's at 2 hours and 38 minutes. So, okay, there was just too much gaming news. And I did delete a bunch of stories as I was going through it, and a lot of them melted together because news stories just kept popping up about all that Game Pass stuff and all of Microsoft's putting out this, Xbox is putting out this, they're updating this and that in the console and all this stuff, and it's just like craziness going behind the scenes trying to please the direct gamers and stuff, and the whole Game Pass tier and stuff, and Grand Theft Auto and what it's doing to all these game developers out there, which is crazy. And it's just still super crazy that people are still worried about Grand Theft Auto 6. If your game isn't something like Grand Theft Auto 6 and it's like a fantasy game and it's something else, you can guarantee those people that want to play your game will still buy and play your game because maybe they're not into Grand Theft Auto. There's probably a lot of people out there that are saying, nah, we're going to wait till Grand Theft Auto's been out for a while, or they're going to not want to play it at all this time around, and it's more fantasy people want, these companies should ask, hey, what games do you really want to come out this time around? They don't ask that for gamers. I should put up a poll. If anybody ever does my poll, I should do a poll and put it out there. I might do that. I will try to maybe do that. Put out a poll and say, hey, what type of game do you as a person really want to come out in the next couple, from 2026 to 2028, around that time? What games are you more interested in than your same old blah, 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 And then, like they always say, what people always used to say is like, oh, everybody's just playing Fortnite. Well, apparently not. If Fortnite is in a slump and they're not doing as hot, and they're firing people over at Epic Games. So I guess Fortnite is not eating everybody's lunches over there. And if they're not eating everybody's lunches, who's getting all the money? Is it Roblox? Not Minecraft. Minecraft is doing fine, but how much money does Minecraft make? They probably make some money. I know I put some money into Minecraft with the skins and stuff, but still, what is Minecraft making? And whatever else, like Ark, Survival, Ark Raiders, do they charge for anything extra? What other games? What are these other games that people are putting all their money into if it ain't just Fortnite? It doesn't make sense to me. A lot of things don't make sense when people are so worried about it. Maybe people just don't want to play games anymore. Or they got no time or money to play games anymore. And people are realizing that. And consoles and hardware and games are all going up in price. And then everybody wants a little pound of extra flesh from you, even after you buy a game or get a game and stuff like that. And it's just like, maybe people are done with that. Like there's a lot of people that I talk to that don't play the many games. There's a lot of people that just play Call of Duty and regular one games and stuff. And they buy, you hear about that. I reported that the last time when they said people said they only play like 1 or 2 games a year. They're not like me, crazy me, and other people that are playing like 4 or 5 games a month or more, because I'm crazy. I'm crazy Mike, and I play a ton of shitty good games and stuff like that I like, or I want to try out, and I just play a ton of them. I don't complete them all, but I play a ton, and I still have fun. But, yeah. But it would be cool if Game Pass went down a little bit in price. I wouldn't mind if it went down in price a bit, if that happened. Or better yet, do what I did with those tiers. Have the one for first-party titles, have one for third-party titles, and then have the ultimate, which I have for both, and then include Netflix on that, and keep it $30, and have the other two like $20 or $15 or whatever for the other 2 tiers, or whatever you think that's going on. I think people would be happy with that, and forget about, it's got to be, this is going to be only for Xbox, or this is going to only be for PC, or only cloud, or this or that. No, just make them just one tier for this, one tier for third party, and then the ultimate tier for everything of that. I think people would be happy and fine with that, and then charge accordingly to those tiers. And then if you want to keep my tier $30, at least give me the Netflix free subscription with no ads attached. And people should be happy with that, especially when Netflix keeps going up in price. If it's going to keep going up in price, it'd be a better deal just having that in Netflix than having anything else. I don't know. I'm just saying. Even though, isn't Reed Hastings from Netflix? Is that from Netflix? Is he from Netflix? The guy from Netflix, the CEO. I think it's Reed Hastings. I think he's stepping down. So, I don't know what's going to be going on with that. So, yeah. Whew, I'm getting tired. I'm getting hungry. I got to make food. I'm definitely not going to be working out today. I was going to work out. I'll work out maybe tomorrow a little bit. But, yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of talk, a lot of stuff. I just want to do some gaming today. It is getting darker, so I'm guessing the rain is coming. Yeah, it's supposed to be a big rainstorm today as I'm recording this on Saturday, folks. So I'm very happy about that, because that means I don't have to go outside for anything. I could stay inside. I could game without any, any doubts or any, I should be outside doing something. I don't have to feel guilty about doing a lot of gaming today. So let it rain, let it pour, let it be dark. Yes, I love it. Anyways, folks, thank you for joining me on today's podcast. I hope you liked it. Like I said, anything I talked about today's podcast or any time in any podcast, video, or game or something, please feel free to comment in the comments below the video. If you're watching this on YouTube or oldfreakygamer.com, which you go to click on the YouTube thing and you comment alone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to try to get it up to beyond 100 subscribers. You know, I only got it at 70 right now, and it's been steadily staying at 70. I'd like to build that sucker up a bit. And like I said, everything I do is free. If you see any ads on anything, it's got to be from like YouTube or anybody else from third parties and stuff. I do not put ads or anything in my content unless if it's for my little stuff. Like I said, Mr. Mike's Tip Jar, which you could tip me some money. That's the only thing I do an ad for, and that's not even an ad. That's just me saying that. Otherwise, yeah, you can get this podcast on any major podcast app. My host is Podbean, which I post my podcast on, but you could get on Spotify or anything else. Mostly just go to oldfreakygamer.com and you can go click into there on the podcast. You can get the videos, like I said, from YouTube, or you could go to oldfreakygamer.com. My schedule's on oldfreakygamer.com as well. I do like I said, I do a Friday night stream session, usually, mostly, 99.9% of the time. Usually it's called GameOn. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time each and every Friday night. This upcoming Friday is going to be definitely Assassin's Creed Shadows again. And it's going to be called Naomi's Revenge. Naomi's Revenge. It's hard to say names sometimes. Naomi's Revenge. That's what I'm calling her. Her revenge. And she's going to be killing a lot more people. I'm hoping to kill a lot more people in this time. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And we'll do more story content in there and stuff like that. This Wednesday is supposed to be a Minecraft Mining Mayhem episode. We'll see what I do with that. I'm still continuing the line of building my underground subway railway thing, but I think I'm going to pop my head out to see what else I could do above ground, and I might have to go hunting for some ores and stuff like that. So I'll have to go in X-ray view maybe to do that, but we'll see about that. And yeah, so you got the podcast, and then Wednesday you got the Minecraft Mining Mayhem, and then like I said, you got Friday's the 8 o'clock stream, and that's it. I'm still I gotta get back into working on. I gotta start recording more episodes for my next game through game, which I still haven't announced, but I got to play more of it. I've been really bad at doing it because I just haven't had time to sit down, relax, and focus on playing this game, and I should really do that. Maybe I'll try to do some this weekend. But every time I say that, it never happens. But yeah. So everybody, till next time, folks, everybody, I got to say, I am out of here. So everybody, game on, game hard, world conquest. I hope you guys have a good week next weekend. I hope gaming is going good for you. I hope everybody can play a little something and we're not all in the shit show forever, and hopefully things get better out there for gaming and gamers alike. And yeah, appreciate you all. So everybody, till next time, I am Mr. Mike, and this game is now game over. So everybody, peace out and game over.
game over.